Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's President's Day in the USA and Family Day in Canada, and what better way to celebrate than with some OHL hockey? Good afternoon, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exteriors studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, and we're counting down to face off between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires. These two teams just did battle Saturday night in a Valentine's Day matchup that saw plenty of action. The Spitfires jumped out to a 3-0 lead between the first and second periods, with goals from Andrew Robinson, Liam Greentree, and John McLaughlin before the Spirit responded 16 minutes into the middle frame while on the power play when the top line went to work. First, a shot by Nikita Klepov at the top of the right circle went off the pads of the Windsor netminder. Dima Zhilkin followed up with while falling to the ice, and Igor Barabanov finally put the puck 5-hole on Costanzo to put the Spirit on the board.
Back to Harper, near side, Klepov one-timer, pad save, rebound chances, stop two, they score on the third try! Barabanov puts it home, and if Klepov got the assist, that's the rookie point record in Saginaw.
With that assist, Klepov picked up his 75th point on the season, breaking Cole Perfetti's rookie year point record and securing another OHL Rookie of the Week honor with a 9-point weekend by the time it was all said and done. The score stayed 3-1 until a little over halfway through the third period when Jack Nesbitt scored on a penalty shot, and the Spits tried to follow up in the dying seconds of the power play. Carson Woodall put a shot on the net from the top of the right circle. That was stopped by Shurigan, who got across to the right side to stop McKeish on the rebound attempt, then back to the center of the crease to shut down Nathan Villeneuve for a whistle.
Near side, Harvey down to the goal line, back up top. Carson Woodall takes a shot, saves Shurigan. Long rebound, Shurigan got that too. Oh, what a save with the glove.
Shurigan was pulled for the extra attacker late in regulation, and it paid off as a sharp angle try from Dima Zhilkin was deflected in off a Windsor skate to make it a 2-goal game.
If they're going to do it, it's got to start now. There it is from Zhilkin. There's one. The goaltender pull works. Shurigan goes back to his net, but Dima Zhilkin has scored to cut the deficit to 4-2.
Barabanov and Harper picked up the assists on that one, but that would be the last shot of the night, despite a late power play chance for Saginaw. They'd fall 4-2. Today, it's a chance at redemption. It's not often you see the same team back-to-back, especially in a situation where the Spirit could close out the season series victorious this afternoon, as they currently lead with 4 wins in their previous 7 meetings with the Spitfires. Only one of those has come at the WFCU Center, and last time the Spirit visited, they were blanked 6-0 on New Year's Eve. While Windsor has punched their ticket to the playoffs already, they'd love to overtake Flint at first in the division, and the Spirit are still jostling for position in the Western Conference standings, just recently overtaking Owen Sound for 7th. With every OHL team in action this Monday afternoon, so much is up in the air, but it makes for some exciting stakes as the Spirit and Spitfires face off for the final time in the regular season. When we come back, Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in Coach's Corner. This is Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face Off on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Monday afternoon as the Spirit take on the Windsor Spitfires, joined again by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, just how much does the preparation change here when you're playing a team that you just saw 2 days ago? How do you keep things fresh but not overload guys because you just saw them?
No, I mean, I prefer it. I think it's a lot easier prep-wise. Like, you're not looking at what you did in one game and then trying to show what another team does and what you need to do. You're just looking at things you did well, things you need to clean up, from face-offs and special teams to just little things all over the ice. So I actually prefer it. It's what makes kind of a playoff series fun because you're tweaking. You're not preparing for two different teams in one meeting. So, we kind of have an idea what we want to do, what we want to clean up, and what we did well, and hopefully we can take those steps here today.
Demi Jilkin comes into this game. It'll be 100 in the OHL form, and he sits at 99 points. Just, for the individual seasons, being a point-per-game player is one thing, but when you see a guy go through an OHL career and he's a career point-per-game guy, does that kind of put him in a little bit of a different category?
Yeah, I think it's hard to do. Look at the history of our league, how many of those guys there are. I mean, there's a lot of them, but not at the same time. But, I mean, those guys that are usually point a game are the ones that go on and have long careers at the highest level possible. So, I mean, again, we always forget with our team. Like, we'll look at the first power play. Like, you got him and you got Dima and you got Kleppy and you got Harps, like 3 17-year-olds that are primarily running the power. And you got Barbs at 19 and Kluch at 18. Like, 3 17-year-olds on your first unit power play. I don't think there's another team in the league that has that. And we're a top 5 power play. So it just tells you how good this team is and how good those guys are individually.
We talked before the last game about Xander Valeris stepping up and filling in for Josh Glavin. We haven't talked as much about Graydon Jones here. It's been more ice time for him lately as well. What have you seen out of him as he gets towards the tail end of his second season in this league? Yeah,
like he's getting obviously older in our league, and Glavy goes down in a huge hole to fill. Like Roscoe being 16, like obviously his minutes go up, but everybody else that's been around. So now we're counting on him to kind of anchor a pair. We tweaked our pairs here today. We split Gozy and Harps. I just feel like put 2 offensive guys on 2 different units allows us, even on ozone faceoff starts, to not just keep playing those same 2 guys, but have kind of a group of 4 that we can go to. And then Belly and Roscoe kind of morph into that shutdown pair. So we'll see how they do today. But, it's the first time we've shook it up in a while, but without Glavy out, we got to find a new recipe here.
And lastly, Ryan Hanrahan, a couple of really good scoring opportunities against Windsor on Saturday night. Just how close is he to kind of breaking through? Because the chances are there, and you really start to see a lot of flashes of skill.
Well, one of my all-time favorite movies is Major League, and I feel like he's at that point where he needs to sacrifice the chicken. Like they get a bucket of KFC in that movie, but he's got to do something. At the end of the day, he's getting his looks, but he needs to do something to free him up, and we don't have Joe Boo in the locker room, so he needs to figure out how to put the puck in the net. I feel for him, but to his credit, he's not getting down or disappointed. He just keeps playing.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck today. That's Chris Lazary, Saginaw in Windsor, taking on the Spitfires. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
If the 2026 OHL playoffs were to start today, the Saginaw Spirit would not face the Windsor Spitfires. They would face the Flint Firebirds. However, we've seen a 7-game series so far this year between Saginaw and Windsor in the regular season. This is the 8th and final meeting between the two hockey clubs, at least in the regular season. Still, 15 games to go here for Saginaw. There's a lot of wiggle room and a lot of opportunity, maybe, to see the Spitfires come late March. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us. Happy President's Day. Happy Family Day for those listening here from Canada. We are inside the WFCU Center for the last time this year. Saginaw has had its fair share of struggles. The home team just lost for the second time in this season series back on Saturday when the Spirit fell 4-2 to the Windsor Spitfires on Valentine's Day. Saginaw would like to upset the home team one final time here tonight. The Spirit still the only hockey club in the OHL who have beaten the Windsor Spitfires more than twice. They've done it 4 times, and a win today could secure the season series at 5-3. A loss would mean the Spitfires would pick up a 4th win. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for today's game. Brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Saginaw, 7th place in the West. Windsor, 3rd in the West. The Spirit and the Spitfires. Windsor will go with Ethan Belchez, Jack Nesbitt, and Anthony Cristoforo up front. On the blue line, Andrew Robinson will start out with Wyatt Kennedy, the overage defenseman. Chris Lazary counters with the Russians. Dima Zhilkin, Igor Barabanov, the player of the week. Nikita Klepov, the rookie of the week. Braden Jones and Levi Harper on the blue line. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Jonathan, a quick look at the out-of-town scores, and we'll get started here on Family Day on the WFCU Center.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores are brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, and there will be a lot to report as we move on through the afternoon. The entire Ontario Hockey League is in action for this President's Day / Family Day. The North Bay Battalion visit the Brampton Steelheads. In London, the Knights host the Owen Sound Attack. The Brantford Bulldogs travel to Kingston to take on the Frontenacs. The Oshawa Generals facing off against the Flint Firebirds. The Kitchener Rangers taking on the Peterborough Petes. In Sarnia, the Sting host the Sioux Greyhound. The Niagara Ice Dogs visiting the Sudbury Wolves. The Erie Otters take on the Guelph Storm. And the Ottawa 67s hosting the Barrie Colts. Plenty of action to talk about on our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, and we will keep you updated on all of those as we move through the afternoon. Puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Saginaw Community Foundation also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Family Day pre-game festivities still going on at the WFCU Center. That gives us a unique opportunity to take a look at the Ontario Hockey League standings as we are coming down the stretch here. Just about, 14 games left to play for the Saginaw Spirit, and things are really heating up in the Western Conference. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit. But with every single OHL team in action here this afternoon, it's a good opportunity to take a look at where things stand. Right now, the Brantford Bulldogs are the top of the Eastern Conference. They've secured their spot in the postseason, along with the second place Barrie Colts and third place Ottawa 67. Still looking for a spot in fourth are the Peterborough Petes, the North Bay Battalion in fifth, the Niagara Ice Dogs in sixth, the Kingston Frontenacs in seventh, and the Sudbury Wolves in eighth. Brampton and Oshawa out of playoff positioning right now. Brampton needs to make up 5 points to catch up to Sudbury in the East. In the West right now, it's the Kitchener Rangers actually taking the top spot. They're 2 points ahead of the Flint Firebirds and the Windsor Spitfires at second and third. The Spits right now 1 win fewer than the Firebirds, but they do have a couple more overtime losses, keeping them at 77 points apiece. The Sioux Greyhounds have also secured their spot in the postseason. They've got a 33-16 1-4 record, good for 71 points. They're pretty secure there in the upper middle of the pack. In fifth, the London Knights have 67 points. And here's where things really get interesting for the Saginaw Spirit. The Guelph Storm are in sixth. They've got 48 points with a 22-26 2-2 record. That's just 1 point more than the Saginaw Spirit, who have just leapfrogged the Owen Sound attack over the weekend, putting Owen Sound in eighth. Saginaw is just 1 point behind Guelph. Owen Sound is just 1 point behind Saginaw. The Erie Otters and the Sarnia Sting both at 38 points in 9th and 10th in the Western Conference. So that's where things stand heading into this afternoon. Good chance that that gets shaken up here as all 20 teams are in action around the Ontario Hockey League. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a little bit more here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
The WSGW online poll for you.
The 25th Olympic Winter Games, Milano Cortina, are going on now. Elite athletes from around the world are competing at the highest level to win gold and silver and bronze medals. The competition, the stories, the drama, all parts of why millions of people pay attention to the Olympics worldwide. What about you? Are you paying attention? Do you enjoy watching or hearing or reading updates? Or not? WSGW online poll question for you. What best describes your thoughts about the Olympics? Are you paying close attention and interested in all the updates? Are you casually checking it out? Are you only interested in how Team USA is doing? Are you more interested in the summer games, not these winter games? Or you're not paying attention at all. We'd like to know how you're partaking or not in the Olympics. Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box to cast your vote.
WSGW is keeping you connected with the Great Lakes Bay region and the world. Tune in to quality local shows, generating gratitude.
What was that moment where you just said, I can't do this anymore?
I came from a little town where recovery was never really talked about. And when that message was shared, I walked out of my very first meeting thinking, why me? Why don't I get a chance? That was it. 1 hour changed my life.
United Shades of Gray.
As we look at what's happening across the world, having questions about who benefits from the system and who gets to define normal. What is normal, right? And most people say, what does this have to do with race? You know, depending on how your life has positioned you, will really make a big difference in how you see things.
And more. Saturday mornings until 9 and Sunday afternoons at 4. Or anytime on your favorite podcasting app, Great Lakes Bay Connections. Local voices, local stories, local people. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchak scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Family Day here inside a packed WFCU Center. The final meeting in the regular season here between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires. Two teams pretty familiar with one another. They just saw each other back on Saturday in Saginaw. A 4-2 win for the Windsor Spitfires. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders for this afternoon's game. They are the same as they were back on Saturday in Saginaw. The Spitfires, Joey Costanzo, second best goals against average in the OHL at 2.14. 4 shutouts. Nobody has more. 26 wins on the season. His 101st in the Ontario Hockey League came against the Spirit on Saturday night in Saginaw when he stopped 22 out of 24. Stepan Shurigan continues to lead the way for the Spirit. This is his 47th appearance on the season. Nobody has appeared in more games than Stepan Shurigan. 18 wins. Got a career .924 save percentage in the season series against the Windsor Spitfires. He made 26 saves on 30 shots on Saturday night. Your officials, For today's game, brought to you by WNEM TV5, Blake Beer and Nick Isaacson, the referees. Brandon Flood and Phil Nadeau are the linesmen. Top line start out for both coaches. Barabanov, Klepov, Zilkin for the Spirit. Nesbitt, Belchez, Cristoforo for the Spitfires in their third jerseys. The throwbacks to an earlier era of Spitfires hockey. Navy blue with the white shoulders and hems. Saginaw on the traveling whites. Belchez controls off of our Delta College opening faceoff. Thanks for being with us today, everybody. Some afternoon hockey here from Windsor as the Spitfires fire that puck off the glass and into the netting behind Stepan Shurigan. Windsor brought back the jerseys last worn in 2008. On their retro night, they debuted it on January the 23rd. The navy blue with the red numbers and the retro Spitfires patch has the crest. One back to Robinson, the faceoff back at center ice. We do it again. This is angled back in behind the Spirit netminder, Shurigan. Jack Nesbitt scored on a penalty shot on Saturday night. This one turned back into the left wing corner, where Ethan Belchez has a crushing hit for the Spirit defenseman Levi Harper. Up for Nikita Klepov, rookie of the week in the OHL. Gets an extra shot there from Kennedy and goes into the boards on the offside call. So Zilkin fires a puck at Kennedy. Barabanov comes over, they lock up. Nesbitt grabs Barabanov. Kennedy with a face wash. 2 against 1 right now. And these teams already tired of one another. We'll get some penalties handed out. 19:21 left in this first period. We've not made it 40 seconds yet. But our first set of offsetting minors. Wyatt Kennedy heads to the Windsor penalty box. It will be likely Barabanov or Zilkin for the Spirit. They will take Barabanov. So we'll skate at 4-on-4 here. Nobody else is going to join those two players in the box. They'll have their conversation. And that all came in after Zilkin was offside. Klepov just got dumped into the boards by Wyatt Kennedy. Barabanov comes over to say a thing or two about it, and Zilkin did fire the puck at Kennedy. We'll skate at 4-on-4, though. Nikita Klepov, a little friendly fire, ran into Graydon Jones off that neutralized faceoff. Saginaw gets out of danger, and this is Jones back in behind his own goal. Pass up to center ice, too far. It'll end up on the tape of Carson Woodall. And the Spitfires regroup back in their end. This is Woodall on with Fibiger and Greentree and Nathan Villeneuve here for the Windsor Spitfires at 4-on-4. Thrown right in front. Here's a chance for Greentree. That missed out the stick hand side to Stepan Shurigan. I don't believe that'll count as a shot on goal. Demas Zilkin on this puck back through center. Gets drilled there by the captain, Greentree. He's on the puck and sends it back into the Spirit end. Greentree and Zilkin have had some good one-on-one battles here in the season series so far. Advantage Greentree after that hit. This is James Go up to Blake Barnes. Twists it in from center end and tosses it back in behind the net. Joey Costanzo, the overage netminder here for the Spitfires, out to poke it back in behind his goal. Jakob Fibiger looking up ice, trying to find an option. He's got one on the far side. And what would have been Cole Davis. Now it's Fibiger down the left wing. So a bouncing puck back in on Shurigan. He caps it back down below the goal line. Fibiger in on the forecheck. Sends it up to the right point. This is Robinson. 2 minutes gone here in the first period. One-time chance and a stick save by Shurigan. He shuts down Caden Harvey. Another collision in the corner. Spitfires keep it alive. Robinson can't get a shot away. Caden Harvey kept it alive, and now this is Connor Walton at the left point. Down to Harvey. Back to Walton. Blue line shot well wide. And out the other way. Robinson drops it back. Exultan McKee, near side. Walton from the circle. Shot is absorbed and hung on to for a whistle by Saginaw Stepan Shurigan. And still there's more after this face-off. 17:37 to go here in this first period. Everybody is separated here by the officials. Again, it's not very often that you're going to see the same opponent 48 hours apart. It's not the way the scheduling's been going here in the OHL. But between these two hockey clubs in their most recent game, a fair share of penalties, not too much to write home about. Both of them went 1 for 3 on the power play on Saturday night. 16 seconds left at 4-on-4 right now, and the Spirit win a defensive zone faceoff. Brody Papoy, a long toss in on goaltender Joey Costanzo, who hangs on for a faceoff. to his left with 9 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Papoy with his most recent offensive explosion, a hat trick the other night against the Sarnia Sting. First of his OHL career. 12 goals now on the season, 10 assists for 22 points. He's 18th in the OHL's rookie scoring race. Not bad. For a kid that went undrafted in the OHL priority selection, not bad at all. That rookie scoring race, of course, led by Saginaw's Nikita Klepov. 75 points on the year. He's a shot off the draw from Brody Papoy. Is absorbed by Costanzo. Hangs on for a face-off. We'll do the same thing all over again. Klepov just 1 point behind Nathan Aspinall. The league scoring lead. Aspinall, the Firebirds, 76 points on the year. Ryan Hanrahan will take this face-off with Papoy, Harper, and Roscoe. Each of Saginaw's first 3 picks in this year's priority selection out there in the latter 3. Melchez fires that one off the skate of Hanrahan. It goes all the way down. 4-on-4 is done. The Spitfires intercept this puck in the offensive zone. They can't get a shot away through the stick of Levi Harper from the far circle. He gets a healthy whack by Jack Nesbitt. This puck is moved to Drew Roscoe. 6 defensemen in the lineup tonight. Josh Glavin, the upper body injury he sustained in Sarnia the other night. There's a good reverse hit by Brody Papoy. In the right wing corner, the Spitfires end against Carson Woodall. So Papoy takes the puck up high. Twists his way to the blue line and lays it back down low. Gets the follow-up check from Woodall. This is Hanrahan going to work in the corner against Nesbitt. That puck back in behind the net. Drifts up the wall. Brody Papoy steps into his man, stays on his skates. Here's Bodie Stewart to Papoy on the far wall. Levi Harper dances into the circle, gets his shot away. And a save made from a bad angle by Costanzo. Nesbitt has Harper by the scruff right now, and he'll let him go. 16:31 to go in this first period. And that's what Jack Nesbitt brings to the table, a solid combination of grit and scoring ability. 41 points in 42 games this season for the Flyers first rounder. He's been getting in everybody's face, not just on Saturday, but today as well. Barabanov against Villeneuve here in the offensive zone for the Spirit. Connor Walton had a little poke at Nikita Klepov's skate. So that'll cost Villeneuve his spot in the faceoff dot. Liam Greentree, the Windsor captain, will come in and take it against Barabanov. Puck ends up in the near corner. Up to the boards. Villeneuve angles this one back into the Spirit end. Klepov does not get back for an icing. That puck just ran out of steam in front of the Spirit goal line. Look out, a collision there between 2 Spitfires, and that gets sent towards net and wide. Cole Davis on things in the offensive end. Walton from the left point fakes the shot. It goes back behind Shurigan's net. Greentree back into the corner it goes. Demas Yilkin and Blake Barnes can't pull the puck away from him. Davis is separated from it by James Go. They get the puck out the center. Yilkin lays it off the wall looking for Klepov. He's going to tie up Fibiger. Yilkin leaves the puck back for Barabanov. Klepov right circle shot blocked by Walton. Klepov closes off the hit on Walton. This is Greentree from center ice. Poke back into the Spirit end. Both teams will get a line change here. 15:37 left in this first period. No score. 3 shots to 2. Saginaw's got the slight advantage right now. Harper coughs up the puck in the neutral zone. Jacob Kluche pops onto the ice. Brody Papoy trying to bank it off the wall looking for Kluche. He and Carson Harmer are on the ice for the first time this afternoon. After the 4-on-4 shook up the line combinations. Here's a turnover in the offensive end. Spitfires have it in front. Robinson, right pad, saves Shurigan. It was loose in the crease. He turns around and it's underneath him. Poking after it was Cole Dubowski. He's sent packing by Brody Papoy. And Stepan Shurigan hangs on to this puck with 15:10 to go in the first. Well, just the third shot of this game here for the Windsor Spitfires, but all 3 of them have been considerably dangerous. Fresh bodies come out here. For Greg Walters, the Windsor head coach. Beck Sultan McKeish with Ethan Garden and Alex Ferron. That'll be the quote-unquote third line here. Face-off one back by the Spitfires. Robinson sends it over to Kennedy. A shot into traffic. Deflects wide behind the Spirit net. 5 minutes gone in the first. Still looking for our first goal here from the WFCU center. This puck gotten back out to Bodie Stewart at center ice. Turns it back down the Windsor boards in front of the Spitfire bench, and it's picked up here by Wyatt Kennedy. Back in the Windsor end. Angled out towards center ice. Garden is angled off and drilled by Drew Roscoe. Garden thought he would have had a clear step to the net. 6'7" Drew Roscoe comes over with another plan. Up on the far wall. This is Ryan Hanrahan. Crossing center red. Fires it back in behind the Windsor goal. Costanzo there to play it, and right behind him was Hanrahan. Nearly got a piece of that puck. Battle for it in the near corner. Wyatt Kennedy picks it up on the far wall now as it drifts around. Ferran gets hit by James Go on the step up. Now a 3-on-2 here for the Spitfires. Garden drops it off. Exultant McKees back to Garden. Right to the net. Puts it in front. They score. Ethan Garden may have banked it off a Spirit skate. 14-16 left in the first period, and Windsor has the 1-0 advantage. Well, the Spirit popped up on the rush. They got a little excited. James Go steps up for the big hit, and he connects, but that leaves a lot of time and space. The Spitfires get speed. Numbers back the other way on the 3-on-2. Exultant McKees, the little give and go with Garden from the right circle. And Garden from just about 2 feet off the blue paint by the time he lets that puck go. Ends up back in behind Shurigan. Spitfires see this back in behind the net of Saginaw's goaltender, Shurigan. Carson Woodall intercepts on the clearing attempt. Caden Harvey and Cole Dubowski are offside. And a little joust here between Dubowski and Graydon Jones. We'll see if any more penalties come out of this. We'll take a breather. Garden's got the opening goal in this game. 1-0 Spitfires. We're back to Windsor in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Hi, this is Brody Papoy, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
13:56 left in the first period here from Windsor. Andrew Robinson has the goal to open the scoring for the Windsor Spitfires. Ethan Garden will get the assist. So Robinson, it was determined, was the final deflection on the doorstep as Garden brought that puck in with speed. For Robinson, that's goal number 4 on the season. As the Spirit see Blake Barnes taken into the boards by Ethan Belchez off a neutral zone faceoff. Regroup down the left side, sends Dimas Yilkin in after it. He's going to joust there with Walt. Send that puck up the near sideboards. Spitfires take over. Cristoforo in with speed. Lost the puck. Kicks it wide to Jakob Fibiger, but he is offside. That's goals in back-to-back games against the Spirit for Robinson. He opened the scoring on Saturday night, too. With a shot low on the blocker side to Stepan Shurigan from just about the left wing faceoff dot. This time, a little bit more of a crash to net marker. 5 games without a goal for Robinson before that. He's got goals in back-to-back contests for the second time this year. Nathan Villeneuve to take the face-off here between Liam Greentree, Cole Davis, second line here for the Windsor Spitfires. Back in behind the goal of Stepan Shurigan. This is James Go, who's paired right now with Drew Roscoe. Saginaw's 6th defenseman in the absence of Josh Glavin. Brody Najum is the healthy scratch today. That means Uri Rauja back in. Spitfires turn this back behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Greentree is there against Roscoe. Saginaw gets the puck just as far as center. Connor Walton has to backtrack into his own end a little bit more. Button hook back in behind his goaltender Costanzo. Dimas Yilkin in hot pursuit. A little stick lift there, but Walton hangs on to it and turns this one back into Roscoe. Cuts back in the Spirit end. Uses the boards to get out of danger. Zilkin going to pick this puck up off the wall. While the Spitfire's changing, Zilkin walks in and shoots. A good blocker save made by Costanzo. Greentree trying to turn it out. Harmer keeps it alive. This is Levi Harper to find Nikita Klepov. He weaves his way up high. Klepov dancing onto the near side boards. Turns back the other direction with Fibiger on him. Klepov hangs on to it still. Making room for himself. Klepov looking for a cross-ice pass. Couldn't find Jones. So Jonathan Brown will turn this one out. Greentree trying to get by Klepov. Papoy comes back and just ties up Liam Greentree at the last moment. Greentree makes his way back into the offensive corner. Sends it back around. Jonathan Brown sends it back underneath for him. Greentree turned it over. Put it right onto the stick of Jacob Kluche. Dangerous moment there for the Spirit. They get out of danger, though. This is back in behind the goaltender Costanzo in the Windsor zone. Taken here by Kluche. Far corner he goes. Back up to the left point. This is Barnes. Now James Go. 11:55 left in this first period as that James Go shot sails well wide. And the Spitfires turn it back out to center ice where it's Go again. For Blake Barnes. A couple of right shot defensemen out there right now for Chris Lazary. That's angled back in to the Windsor zone with the goaltender Costanzo. And drop things off for Carson Woodall. 2006-born Carson Woodall. 2 years undrafted here. He's emerged back on NHL Central Scouting's watch list among North American skaters. Same story for Igor Barabanov, a couple of 2006-born players. This is Ryan Hanrahan. Send a bouncing puck in behind the goaltender Costanzo. Nearly popped back out in front. Big-time check there. James Go steps into Cole Dubowski. He's slow to get back up. Spitfires turn it back down the wall. Dubowski heads for the bench. Carson Woodall for Kennedy. Up the boards. Caden Harvey gets this out to center ice and then back for James Go. Two Spitfires quickly come to him. Ryan Hanrahan can't get it out of the Spirit end, so Bodie Stewart will follow on to help out, get to center red and dump it in the backhand. Joey Costanzo out of his net to play it again. Caden Harvey run into by Xander Valeris. This is Wyatt Kennedy up the wall. Valeris gets back into neutral ice and put it onto the stick of Windsor's Robinson. He dumps it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. 10.5 to go in the first period with a 1-0 Windsor lead. There's a long shot that goes wide off the blocker of Stepan Shurigan. Another point shot through traffic. Drifts wide off a body. Kennedy let that go. Saginaw on this puck. Xander Valeris just out to center. Kennedy dumps it back in again to lane offside. They'll go and touch up. This is Xander Valeris here. Coming back against the forechecking Cristoforo, who's been playing right wing here for the last couple of weeks. A little bit more than that, actually, last couple of months after spending the early portions of his career back on the blue line. Spitfires angle this around from their own end. Cristoforo looking for the outlet pass to Nesbitt. Levi Harper's got to track back and pull it off the wall. Takes a heavy check there from Cristoforo. Move the puck to Zhilkin, though. Barabanov from the circle, redirected just wide by Klepov on his way to the net. Liam Greentree throws a check. The Ranger prospect, formerly drafted by the LA Kings. It's Windsor at least to the boards, not out of their own zone yet. Jack Nesbitt closed off by Zhilkin. Puck will bounce all the way back into the Spirit end. Levi Harper there to pick things up and throw it up the near side wall for Kluche. He just bounces that puck to the net. Guy at his side by Costanzo. Levi Harper again. Back for a one-timer. Zhilkin scorches that one wide. No, that was Blake Barnes who let that puck go. Bounces back up to center red. This is Jakob Fibiger. Toss it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. 9 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 Windsor on that goal. That's been officially credited to Andrew Robinson. Brody Papoy into the offensive zone with speed. Cuts to the middle. That's a shot goal that goes wide. Maybe gave Costanzo a little bit more trouble than it initially appeared. Blake Barnes kicks this puck back and forth with Drew Roscoe. And it's up to Carson Harmer. Doubles back in the Spirit end. Looks for something to open up. Windsor's got 4 bodies stacked across the blue line, so Harmer tosses it back in behind Costanzo again. Carson Woodall, shouldered by Harmer. Jonathan Brown up the Garden now. Leads the outlet from the Windsor zone. Off the boards, back into Spirit real estate. There's Graydon Jones on the stick left to get away from Carson Woodall. Jones gets it back in behind the Spirit net, out the far side. A collision there as Uri Rauja takes the check, but he moved the puck out. Brown with the stick checks of Liam Storch. He and Sawyer Schmidt stay together. Uri Rauja gets plugged into the left wing spot on that fourth line. And the Spitfires will turn this one all the way back down on Shurigan, who's able to knock it down with a goal stick. He gave it away, though, and this one will be taken back out now by the stick of Sawyer Schmidt. Close call there in the Spirit end. Schmidt, just a couple of games removed from his first marker in the Ontario Hockey League. He'll be laid back in behind the Windsor goal. Taken and moved down here by Robinson. Levi Harper put it back onto the stick of Dubowski, who gets a heavy shoulder up high from Levi Harper. He gets back up. This one turned back into the Spirit end. Xander Valeris is there, has to go off the boards. It's stolen by Caden Harvey. Dances on to the near side, cuts back just inside the line. He put it right onto the stick there, Ryan Hanrahan. Jensen Geldart gets shouldered by Harvey, who made up for that giveaway. Saginaw could have had an on-man break coming the other direction. McLaughlin tied up by Geldart. This is Robinson, now in the Windsor zone. Wyatt Kennedy swept up the near side as Dubowski was tied up with Blake Barnes. Saginaw Xander Valeris to pick it up back in his own zone. Ryan Hanrahan, almost a giveaway. Off the skate of Belch as it bounces. Bodie Stewart launches that one into the Windsor zone from outside the blue line. It'll be gloved down by Costanzo, moved around the horn now to Belchetz. Jakob Fibiger off the right wing, turned back into the Spirit zone, off the boards in behind Shurigan. Back and forth we go, almost a giveaway now, will be turned over. Here's Belchetz, high in the offensive end for the Spitfires. Pass off the boards, Cristofaro, that goes off a skate and off the glass. The leaping Belchetz, 6'5", nearly able to keep that in. He got his hand up above the glass, but it does go out of play. So the question's going to be, who did that go off of last? As it was deflected. If it goes off the fingertips of Belchetz as the final thing before going out of play, there's reason to say that it goes out into the neutral zone, but that ruled not to be the case. So the face-off to come back in Spirit real estate here to the stick-hand side of Stepan Shurigan. 6:39 to go in the first. Belchetz, Windsor's leading goal scorer, 32 markers on the season. 4 of those coming against Saginaw. He won the face-off. The Fibiger shot goes wide. Rebound chance does not get to the net from the right circle. Connor Walton let that go. This is Nikita Klepov to lead the Spirit counterattack. Walton closes off Zhilkin at the blue line. Jakob Fibiger locks up with Igor Barabanov. Klepov in to help on the forecheck, but Spitfires get it out of danger. Belchetz, Walton now near side. This is Fibiger. Up off the near boards. Gets it back in past Levi Harper, and it does go down for an icing. 6:12 left in this first period. Still a 1-0 lead on the goal from Andrew Robinson. We mentioned Ethan Belchetz, of course, where he sits in the OHL goal-scoring race. 32, tied with Kevin He of the Flint Firebirds for 4th best. But nobody's put the puck in the net quite like Ethan Belchetz and Liam Greentree have in this series. 7 points in 7 games, 4 of those coming by the way of goals for Belchetz. 6 goals in 6 games for the Windsor captain, Liam Greentree, number 66, of course. Windsor gets this puck out to center. Cristofaro, cross-corner dump in a quickly moving first period here. We're already down below 6 minutes left. There's Cristofaro from a bad angle. Makes the save on Shurigan. An extra little tap there with the stick. That will not be appreciated. Some conversations are had, but the linesmen, they know the score. They know what's going on in this season series. They were ready. They jumped in before anything could happen. Inside 6 minutes here. 1-0. The Windsor Spitfires have the lead. We're back to the WFCU Center in a moment. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the WFCU Center. 5:52 left in period 1. A 1-0 lead for the Windsor Spitfires and an offensive zone face-off as well. Final meeting between these two teams in the regular season. And again, we mentioned it off the top of the broadcast. If the playoffs were to end today, it would be Saginaw in 7th visiting the Flint Firebirds for Game 1. However, Flint and Windsor both tied with 77 points. So any small discrepancies in the standings, and Saginaw could find themselves here for Game 1 just as easily. They win a defensive zone face-off, the Spirit do. Send it the length of the ice, are not guilty of icing, so the Windsor Spitfires have to work from all the way back at their own goal line. They get it up and then send it cross ice there for Nathan Villeneuve. Former Sudbury Wolf turned it back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Blake Barnes is drilled there by Villeneuve. Moved the puck Up the near wall, it comes Brody Papoy, gets drilled from behind by Villeneuve. Papoy is down. Kluche comes over. A penalty is coming. Papoy just now getting back up, and that is a heavy check from a tough angle. Brody Papoy looks rink wide and adjusts his helmet. He's going to go sit down here. Villeneuve will as well. And that is a very heavy collision. And the referees are giving some words here to Jacob Kluche. Make sure he doesn't do anything else. A check from behind looks to be the official penalty. Just a 2-minute minor up on the board. 5:27 left in the first period. Saginaw to the IBW Local 557 power play for the first time tonight. 24.4%. That's fifth best in the OHL. So they face the league's best penalty killing unit in the Windsor Spitfires. 83.2% on the season, and they will clear to start off their penalty kill. Usual suspects here for Saginaw on the power play. Zilkin carves his way through. Cross ice for Jacob Kluche on the far board. Back to Levi Harper, near point. This is Klepov down to the goal line. Barabanov, and the return pass to Nikita Klepov. Top of the right circle. Cross ice. Harper looking backdoor. Broken play. Barabanov has his stick tied up. This is pulled down here by Nesbitt, and he fires it off of Klepov and down the ice. Klepov picks it up at his own blue line. Trying to head fake around Ethan Gard, and does. Twists into the offensive zone and holds off Wyatt Kennedy. Klepov, top of the right circle again. 50 seconds gone on the power play. Give and go with Barabanov. This is Nikita Klepov. Back to Barabanov. The bumper shot by Zilkin. He's stopped by Costanzo. Kennedy grabs Kluche by the scruff. They've got more. 4.5 to go in the first period. 1:05 left on this penalty to Nathan Villeneuve. A check from behind. It's a really good puck movement again here by the Spirit. Dimas Zilkin almost able to solve Costanzo for the goal. He's got 29 markers on the season, and this is OHL game number 100 for the Spirit captain. He sits at 99 career points. And the Spitfires will snap this puck down the ice. Jack Nesbitt just fired it forward from the dot. Shurigan drops it off for Levi Harper. 6-0 was the victory by the Windsor Spitfires last time the Spirit were here, and that was on New Year's Eve. Their only visit here to this building in 2026. Look out, that's coughed up. Green Tree steals from Barabanov in, shorthanded, tied up. There's going to be a penalty coming. 4:06 is going to be a hooking call. Barabanov can't believe it. Barabanov and Harper had to come back and tie up the stick of Green Tree. That one is a bit surprising as well. I don't believe we're going to get a look at it. Barabanov is back on the bench. They've actually called Harper for the hook. A little poke there from Green Tree. And that has, upon further consideration, that is a good call there. Levi Harper on the other side of Green Tree. Got the stick around the hands. It was just for a split second. Necessary evil there on that giveaway. But still, Saginaw will find themselves at 4-on-4 for 39 seconds. So that would make sense. Barabanov not the guilty party. Around the near side here at 4-on-4. Spitfires will steal. Caden Harvey fires that up over the shoulder of Shurigan. Off the glass and out of play. And Zilkin, if he can find his way onto the score sheet here in this game, as has been the case in quite a few of the games he's played this year, to say the least. 56 points in 45 games coming into today's contest. Sitting at the 31st player to operate at a point per game, at least during his time in Saginaw. As this puck is gloved up into the air, and it is quite an extensive list of players who have done so during their time here in Saginaw. Brody Papoy in shorthanded, or in at 4-on-4 for 17 more seconds. We'll get more into that list of players here when we get a moment. This is Carson Harmer up high to Drew Roscoe. Looked like he wanted to let that puck go, and then he sends it around for Graydon Jones back in deep. He's tied up with Brody Papoy. Carson Woodall was. He gets this puck up the right wing boards. Spitfires are out of the box. 1:19 on the power play. This is stretched into the offensive end. Good active stick. Drew Roscoe poked that away at the last second as Harvey got the legs moving towards the net. Villeneuve backs it off, spins it around, and Harvey will send it back up to the right point. Carson Woodall walks, sends it back to Harvey. Down to the goal line. Here's a chance. They score! Walking off the goal line. A turning shot to the front of the net is put home by Ethan Garden. Check that. It was Cole Davis. Makes it 2-0 on the power play here for the Windsor Spitfires. Just perimeter work here for the Windsor Spitfires from the goal line. Davis walks out, opens up the low stick portion of the net on Stephon Shurgan. He snaps home his 18th goal of the season. On the power play, Spitfires in the driver's seat, up 2-0 here. Final 3 minutes of the first. This puck deflects back in for Jakob Fibiger into the Windsor end. Alex Ferrand is bumped there by Xander Valeris. Off the end boards. Jakob Fibiger. In for Beck-Sultan McKeish. Taken away by Saginaw's Barnes. Back and forth in the neutral zone. McKeish. Then on to the far side, Alex Ferrand. It'll stay between the blue lines for now. Bodie Stewart gets back into the Spirit end to find Xander Valeris, and then Ryan Hanrahan up the far side. Hanrahan fires it back around, looking for some puck support from Bodie Stewart. Gets a good cross-check there, but Stewart's on this puck. Now it's Hanrahan trying to go through some Spitfire hands. Good pass by Stewart. Through the legs. Valeris the shot. Loose play. Blocked in front. Stewart can't get his shot away. He was tied up by Fibiger. And a whistle here with 2:16 to go. That was Saginaw's greatest scoring chance in the game so far. Nearly started and finished by Bodie Stewart. Pulls it off the boards. Makes a nice backhanded pass between the legs of at least one Spitfire player. Gets it onto the far side and nearly found the return pass from Hanrahan on the back goalpost. Just can't untie himself there from Jakob Fibiger. That's why the Spitfires went out and got the Seattle Kraken prospect from the Brampton Steelheads this year. One of the really most underrated defensemen in the OHL, though with the way that he's been playing recently, I'm not sure you can call him underrated anymore. Spitfires have this puck in the D zone. They turn it over. Nikita Klepov tries to shoulder through Nesbitt. Klepov comes back with a whack across the hands. Play continues. Cristoforo hits Belchez. Waits. Opened up. Couldn't get the puck to go. He left it behind. Saginaw comes the other way. Klepov tied up with Walt. Belchez goes down. Puck is picked up here by Nesbitt. One man against two. Nesbitt poked away by Levi Harper. He's taken into the wall. Spirit rookie handles the veteran there pretty well. Saginaw just going to backhand this puck out to center. 90 seconds left in the first period. Back behind their own net. Caden Harvey and Carson Woodall have the assists on that second goal. Cole Davis was 18th of the season. Villeneuve, fan on that puck looking for the shoot-in. Liam Greentree snaps it back around, and then from the blue line, it's pumped back in deep. It takes a strange bounce off the glass, hit right in the back of the net. On the back side of the net, Stephon Shurgan had to duck out of the way a little bit. Now the pass at the far side doesn't connect. Villeneuve, as it was smacked away by Walton from Carson Harmer. Spitfires at the red line, broken play, knocked out of the air by Papoy. Gets some help for Carson Harmer. 2-on-1 with Klutze. Harmer can't get it in front. Good sliding play. Andrew Robinson laid out, but it was taken away here by Papoy. Bottom of the circle, up to the far point. Barnes, now it's Drew Roscoe. Near side, angles it back around. Klutze, stick lifted, but he gets after it here against Davis. Klutze gets dumped down hard. Puck to the near side boards. Roscoe's got to pinch in. Kept it alive. Here's Harmer, a turning shot, blocked by Villeneuve. Up into the netting. 28.2 left in this first period. Another good scoring opportunity here for the Spirit. That puck was kept alive by Papoy and then Roscoe. Jacob Klutze strong on the puck back and behind the Windsor goal as well, but that block by Nathan Villeneuve. Couple that with the sliding block on the pass from Andrew Robinson. Those are two of the better defensive plays we've seen in this game so far. Jensen Geldart cannot win that faceoff back from Ethan Garden. He won it, and it was flung over the glass. That is one of the more unique face-off wins you're going to see. So they'll do it again here. Right circle, offensive end for Saginaw. Goes to the boards, and Jakob Fibiger sends it around for Windsor's Brown. Alex Ferron, intercepted by Hanrahan. High in the zone with 20 seconds left. Takes his shot right on, and a save made by Costanzo, rather. Right in the chest protector. Chris Lasry talked about trying to change the fortunes of Ryan Hanrahan during Coach's Corner. Back in the lineup after recovering from a broken wrist that he sustained at the World Hockey Challenge. So back in action since the first game of the new year, January the 3rd. 1 assist since then. Still just 1 goal during his rookie season, but a lot of great looks. Spitfires are back behind their own goal. They rim it up the boards and out to center, and that'll do it for the first period. An 8-7 shot advantage for Saginaw. Ryan Hanrahan has some words with one of the Spitfires on the way back to the dressing room. He and Ethan Garden lock up a little bit. But that's it for right now. 2-0. Windsor has the lead. Andrew Robinson and Cole Davis have the 2 markers in this contest. We'll take a break. First intermission report. Jonathan ready for you back in the studio. We're back after this. You're in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
Well, these 2 teams are picking up right where they left off on Saturday. A little bit of rough stuff. 2 goals for the Spits have them out to a 2-0 lead. Let's take a look back at that first period. Brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. 39 seconds in, they showed there's no love lost after this Valentine's Day matchup over the weekend. Igor Barabanov and Wyatt Kennedy exchanged penalties, mixing it up, and it's 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. The Spitfires controlled most of that time, but Saginaw started getting some looks after things returned to 5-on-5. On the other side, John McLaughlin feeds Andrew Robinson from the boards. Shurigan gets over to make the stop and shut down the follow-up as well.
Here's a turnover in the offensive end. Spitfires have it in front. Robinson, right pad, saves Shurigan. It was loose in the crease. He turns around and it's underneath him.
The Spitfires kept up the push, and at 5 minutes, 44 seconds, Ethan Garden leads his own entry, takes a shot off a give and go with Bexalton McKeish, and Andrew Robinson cashes in to make it 1-0.
Garden drops it off. Bexalton McKeish back to Garden, right to the net, puts it in front, they score. Ethan Garden may have backed it off a Spirit skate. 14-16 left in the first period, and Windsor has the 1-0 advantage.
The Spirit looked to respond during a couple shifts from their top line especially, but they're held off. Despite that, they're able to hold on to possession for a lot of the time between that top line being on the ice, and during it just kept mostly to the neutral zone with a couple chances coming off the rush. The rough stuff really starts to pick up some hits either way. 14 minutes, 33 seconds. A check from behind penalty lands Nathan Villeneuve in the box, and Saginaw gets the first power play of the afternoon. They get some nice puck movement going, a couple nice looks, none better than this one from Dima Zhilkin.
Klepov, top of the right circle again. 50 seconds gone on the power play. Give and go with Barabanov. This is Nikita Klepov. Back to Barabanov. The bumper stopped by Zhilkin. He's stopped by Costanzo. Kennedy grabs Kluche by the scruff. They've got more.
Dima Zhilkin, who's playing in his 100th OHL game here today. But things go to 4-on-4 at 15:54. Levi Harper takes a hooking penalty, stopping a would-be shorthanded breakaway. So maybe a worthwhile penalty to take there. About 40 seconds of 4-on-4 time, but then a Windsor power play, and they cash in a minute after that Harper penalty. Caden Harvey feeds Cole Davis at the right post of the Spirit net. He turns and shoots and makes it 2-0.
Carson Woodall walks, sends it back to Harvey. Down to the goal line. Here's a chance. They score! Walking off the goal line. A turning shot to the front of the net is put home. Cole Davis.
Carson Woodall, the secondary assist there. Saginaw pushes in the final minutes of the period, but Windsor defenders limit their looks. They block as a couple shots that they can put together there in the final minutes. Shots on goal in the first, 8-7 in favor of the Spirit. Saginaw 0-for-1 on the power play. Windsor 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Faceoffs almost dead even. Scoring in the first, Andrew Robinson's 5th of the season, assisted by Garden and McKeish. Then Cole Davis, assisted by Caden Harvey and Carson Woodall. A quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. 2-0, the Spirit trailed the Spitfires as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, 2-0 the score. Saginaw probably like to have at least one of those goals back, but all in all, on both sides of the puck, there are things to be pleased with out of this first period for the Spirit.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a stranger first period here because, again, you're down 2-0. They possessed the puck for a long stretch of time. Really, all of the positives here for Saginaw, they're in some of the smaller details. They had some okay scoring chances. They played well defensively. You got a lot of stops from young guys. But the issue is all the scoring chances they got. You think about the Zilkin chance on the power play. You think about the Bodie Stewart chance down low on the backdoor tap-in. You think about the Ryan Hanrahan shot right at the end of the period. Like, forcing turnovers, good work on the power play. They're getting these shots. Those are 3 decently high-danger chances there. But the issue is they all hit Joey Costanzo right in the chest. They all hit him right in the Windsor Spitfire logo. You're not really forcing him to make a save. He's in the right position. Okay, that's more than half the battle as a goaltender. But the shot placement, and again, much easier said than done when you've got pressure and sticks and bodies all over you. But that's how they got to find a way through. So the positive is they've put themselves relatively consistently in those positions to make those to get those scoring chances. Now it's a matter of finishing, but that's something that we've been talking about for the last handful of weeks.
And they're able to put themselves in those positions despite a Spitfires team that really has been good at keeping them to the outside here in the first period and blocking any shots that make it through. We see that in the last few minutes of the period as Windsor is trapped in their own end for a lot of that time, but Saginaw only able to get 2 or 3 good chances at the net.
Right, and I had just walked past Josh Glavin in the press box here during the last commercial break, and he and I were just talking about the way the first period went, and we agreed on the point that Windsor has an ability that, to me, it was one of the things that made the London Knights so good. It continues to make them so good, but it's a reason why they're the 2-time defending OHL champions. They know exactly, down to the millimeter, they know exactly where the line is as far as holding and stick checks and slashing and all those little things. Just right where you're up into the gray area a little bit. You might be getting away with a little something, but it's not a flagrant hook or an obvious slash. It's right there. It's right up to the line where it makes it as difficult as possible for the player with the puck to make a play before it's a penalty. And they have done that so well, especially last night, or Saturday night rather, and again here in this first period. Jack Nesbitt's probably the best on the team at it. Just the little hacks and whacks. They call them stingers. That's a little smack with the stick where it's not quite a slashing penalty, but it's going to disrupt the hands and the thinking and the stick and all that of the Spirit player trying to make the play on the puck. And that's been one of the things that, again, has allowed Windsor to win 35 hockey games to this point in the season. They know where the line is. They know how to dance right up to it without crossing it, with the exception of the one, checking for behind penalty. That's a little bit different than what we're talking about right now. But there is no real estate in this offensive zone for the Spirit that is easy to come by. And Windsor has made darn sure of that in that entire first period.
Obviously not really letting too much go after Saturday's game. When we look at the standings, these are two teams that really could see each other if things go a certain way into the postseason. Is this something that the Spirit are going to be looking to solve now and figure out how to deal with it now? Or is it just a matter of let's get through the next period, let's get through the next 40 minutes and try and come out of here with 2 points?
Yeah, that's a good point. This is a nice little test, a nice little trial run. Like, Saturday in Saginaw, day off, Monday here in Windsor. Let's say this is the break in between. We're playing games, we'll call it games 4 and 5. That was game 4 in Saginaw. This is game 5 here in Windsor. And depending on how it goes, it could be an elimination game for Saginaw. So just thinking and trying to put players ahead and into that mindset, because that's very well may be the case when we get into playoff time. Again, if the postseason was to start today, Saginaw would face off against the Flint Firebirds, but Windsor's got the same number of points that Flint does, so it wouldn't take a lot of shuffling for Saginaw and Windsor to face off against each other. And out of all the teams at the top of the standings in the West, between Kitchener, Flint, Windsor, the Sioux, Saginaw's had really the best fortunes against Windsor, though it might feel a little strange to say that, considering the Spitfires beat them 4-2 on Saturday. Saginaw lost 6-0 last time they were here. But the Spirit have 4 wins on the season series against the Windsor Spitfires. So they know how to get it across the finish line against this hockey team. it's not going to be easy, especially now as we get closer and closer to playoff time. We're in the kind of the final chapter of the regular season here. We're getting out of the dog days. We're into the playoff push right now. So you want to have as many playoff habits as possible. That means that the game's going to take on that kind of a feel, and it's going to get that much harder to battle for real estate, and the scoring chances are going to be harder to come by. So it's good for Saginaw to get into that mindset right now. That means the first couple of minutes here, if they don't come out with their hair on fire, so to speak, it's going to be a really challenging hockey game to start in the second period.
A few things to build on here going into the middle frame. Dylan, thank you for your time as always. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, out-of-town scores, middle frames already underway around the league here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here with your out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Lots of things to talk about here, so let's get started. The Brampton Steelheads currently down 4-0, 5 minutes gone in the second period against the North Bay Battalion. In London, the Knights are trying to fight their way into the postseason. They're not counting on the Otters to lose today. They're up 4-0 over the visiting Owen Sound Attack about halfway through the second period there. A 1-1 tie between the Brantford Bulldogs and the Kingston Frontenacs. The Flint Firebirds lead the Oshawa Generals 1-0. A 1-1 tie for the Peterborough Petes and Kitchener Rangers. A 1-1 tie for the Sioux Greyhounds and the Sarnia Sting. The second period just getting underway there. Sudbury is up 3-0 over the visiting Niagara Ice Dogs. And in Erie, they've got that 1-0 lead over the Guelph Storm. A scoreless tie to close out the first period against the Barrie Colts and the Ottawa 67s. A 2-0 lead for the Windsor Spitfires over the Saginaw Spirit. We'll have second period action coming up next on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today. You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Back inside the WFCU Center, the start of the second period. 2-0 lead for the Windsor Spitfires. They throw it back in behind the Spirit net of Shurigan. And Levi Harper goes in hard into the end boards there against Ethan Belchez. Now it's into the midsection of Dima Zilkin. Spirit captain pursues things back around into Windsor territory. Now a cross-ice pass knocked out of the air. Levi Harper, one-timer save is made by Costanza. The rebound comes right back to him. Here's Harper. Right circle down to the goal line. Sharp angle try off the outside of the net. Harper kept it alive. He put it right onto the stick there of Cristoforo. And the bouncing puck does get out past Igor Barabanov and back into the Spirit net. Off the far boards, deflected back in by Zilkin. 55 seconds gone here in the second period. Windsor leading their first counterattack. This is Nathan Villeneuve. Sent back and behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. And back to the corner. Braden Jones for Jacob Kluche and Carson Harmer. That was put right back onto a Windsor stick. Cole Davis. And back and forth between the two defensemen. Jakob Fibiger turns it off the wall. Up the near boards. Davis again into the offensive zone for the Spitfires. Driving wide on Jones. Back behind the Spirit net. Backhanded pass is up there for Liam Greentree. A shot into traffic. Does not get to the net. It hit Jones up high. Davis steals it. A good save by Shurigan from point-blank range. This is Fibiger now on for Papoy on the near wall. Saginaw just gets this puck back out to center. Jacob Kluche as the stick lifted there by Connor Walton. Brody Papoy will pursue things back deep into Windsor territory there with Kluche. Throws a check. The puck moved off the boards. Taken here and moved out by Windsor's Ethan Garden. Cross-ice pass picked up off the wall and snapped in by Walton. Back around it goes. Far corner. Xander Valeris there with Garden. The puck squirts out. Now it'll be taken here by Carson Harmer. Looking up ice for an option. Doesn't really find one. He just turns it in on the backhand and throws it back behind the net of Costanzo. 2 1/4 gone here in this second period. Still 2-0 Windsor. Off a couple of first period markers. This is Beck Sultan McKees to turn it over, though. Blake Barnes up for Ryan Hanrahan, and then Xander Valeris, the Spirit defenseman, leads things into the offensive zone. Drops it off. Stewart's got room. The return pass through the seam was looking for Jensen Geldart. It was deflected up and over the netting, out of play. 17:31 here in this second period. It stays a 2-0 game. We talked about Dima Zilkin. A couple of good chances for him in this game. Skating an OHL game, number 100. The second most productive player from the 2024 OHL priority selection. 99 points in 99 games, now 100. Only player with more. Pierce Bowie of the Owen Sound Attack. 109 points in 117 games. Zilkin, the only one really up at a point per game in his OHL career. So he is just shy of it right now until he finds a marker. This is a steal right in front. The Spitfires are going to score. Turnover in behind the net. McLaughlin all alone in front of Stepan Shurigan, who lunges forward. Not able to cut down the angle. It's 3-0. On the one hand, there was nobody in front for the Spirit. After the Spitfires just kind of chucked it off the right pad of Stepan Shurigan from below the goal line. On the other hand, if it's going to bounce off a netminder like that, they'd like to kill that play before it even comes back in front. Here they come again. Woodall Taken back in behind the Spirit net. He's going to go down on top of Sawyer Schmidt. Walk on the far wall, and another big-time collision. Cole Dubowski runs right through a Spirit player. Now popping back up. This is Liam Storch down the wing. Cuts into the circle. Sawyer Schmidt the shot. Blocker save made by Costanzo. Fourth line's going to have a big shift here to get some energy going for Saginaw. Uriah Rouser cuts that puck off. This will be taken here by Connor Walton. Up the near boards to get it out to center. Blake Barnes recoils back into the Spirit end. John McLaughlin fires it back in behind where Sawyer Schmidt turned it over. This is Belchez looking right in front. Nesbitt, the high shot goes wide. Off the end boards. Rebound chances off the left pad of Shurigan. Belchez trying to stuff it in. Storch against Cristoforo. Robinson moves it there for Belchez. Up to center ice. Flips it in. Past Uriah Rouser. Back into Xander Valeris. He gets drilled into the wall. Blake Barnes closed off by Nesbitt too. A lot of skill and a lot of physicality here on this top line for the Windsor Spitfires between Belchez and Nesbitt. Mainly those two, but Cristoforo as well. Wyatt Kennedy up the right side. Gets past Valeris. Poked away by Dima Zhilkin. Up for Igor Barabanov. 3-0. The Spitfires lead it. Barabanov can't move that puck to the middle. Here's Zhilkin. Takes a whack. One hand on the stick. Keeps it going. Zhilkin turns a shot to the net. Misses wide. And off the end boards, the rebound put in front. But not a shot on goal by Levi Harper. Braden Jones back over to Zhilkin. Rips this puck back around. Nikita Klepov is there on the left wing hash marks against Kennedy on the near wall. Saginaw comes away with it. Cross ice pass. Jones to the net. Pad save made by Costanzo. Rebound to the skates of Harper in the left circle. He curls back. Top of the zone. Harper gets a shot away off the glove there of Costanzo. Then off the glass. Cristoforo drilled by Zhilkin. Harper can't keep it alive. Puck goes off the linesman and corralled by Klepov at the Spear blue line. Braden Jones throws this one back in. No icing as it tipped off of Zhilkin. Costanzo plays it around. That's Nesbitt there. On it for the Spitfires. It comes back out to Jones at center. Saginaw defenseman makes the play off the wall. Zhilkin nearly closed off by Greentree. Greentree has it on the near side boards of the Windsor end. They just put it off the wall. 14:49 to go here. Second period. Puck at center for Saginaw. They trail 3-0. Klepov weaves his way in. Snaps his shot. That goes wide. Drew Roscoe on the far boards. The bouncing puck is just turned around and flipped down the ice by Jack Nesbitt. He goes back for a line change. Xander Valeris up to the offensive blue line. Papoy tries to cut to the middle. Greentree picks his pocket at the last moment. This is back in front of the Spirit bench. Nathan Villeneuve will send it back in behind the Windsor goal for a little bit of safety. That's Andrew Robinson on it there for the Spitfires. 14:20 left in this second period. Up the far side boards. Cole Davis back around the glass behind Stepan Shurigan. Kept alive at the right point by Joachim Fibiger and sent down low. This is Cole Davis here. As the Spitfires trying to go to work, Davis was put into the wall by Drew Roscoe. Now Nathan Villeneuve comes out with the bottom of the circle, throws it up high. Fibiger did not get a touch on it. Kept it alive, though. Greentree. Chopped that by Brody Papoy. Four bodies battle in front to a side. Now Greentree keeps it alive, top of the zone. Still working against him is Papoy. Greentree into the left circle, shoots and scores. What a shift in the offensive zone by the Windsor captain. All kinds of work. And he snipes one over the right shoulder of Stepan Shurigan to make it 4-0. Seven goals in 7 games. That's what Liam Greentree's got going for him against the Saginaw Spirit this year. 26th of the season. And he's got to put up with quite a lot on that shift. The cuts back and forth. Brody Papoy was all over him. But he's just able to cut across the middle. By the time he gets to the left wing circle, sends a perfect shot up over the shoulder of Stepan Shurigan, and it's 4-0. Levi Harper tosses this back in behind the net. Joey Costanzo. Spitfires clear a rolling puck back into the Spirit zone. Braden Jones is there. Off the boards, Jensen Delmar. That one cut away by Caden Harvey. Back it comes here for Walton. Back in the Windsor zone. Connor Walton sends it around. Takes a strange bounce off the stanchion. Saganaw's going to take advantage of that. Jones just gets out of danger. Walton's on this here for the Spitfires. Down the wing he goes. Past Levi Harper, centering pass, intercepted by Jones. They will crash into the end boards. And the Spirit send it down for an icing. 12:57 here in the second period from Windsor. 4-0. Spitfires have the lead. Greentree and Caden Harvey. The goals here in the second period. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Hi, this is Levi Harper, and you're listening to the Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. John McLaughlin and Liam Greentree have the markers here in the second period. They have miscredited that to Caden Harvey prior to the break, but bottom line, it's all Windsor here in this second period. In this hockey game, up 4-0. Shots just 11-10, and they do favor Saginaw. But it's been a lot more time in the offensive zone here for Windsor in the second. Braden Jones puts it up the wall. Ryan Hanrahan trying to turn it to the middle. It's snapped back down below the goal line by Alex Ferron. Levi Harper ducks out of the way of a check and moves it up. Bodie Stewart into the offensive zone for the Spirit. Can't get a shot away. Stewart just floats it towards the net. Deflected by Carson Woodall. Loose puck can't be shoveled in by Ryan Hanrahan. Spitfires go out to the air. Dubowski in for Ferron. Jammed up by Drew Roscoe. Levi Harper against Dubowski. Ryan Hanrahan takes the check, moves the puck. Drew Roscoe on it here. Bodie Stewart through center. Fires it back in behind Joey Costanzo. Spitfires pick it up and they move back in. Dubowski drops it off. This is Cristofaro down the goal line. Put back in front off the outside of the cage. Sawyer Smith on it here for the Spirit. Got to get moving up ice. 8 minutes gone in the second period. Saginaw down 4-0. Spitfires will steal again. Nesbitt tosses it back into the near corner. This is Xander Valeris. Around for Nesbitt. Goes down awkwardly there with Drew Roscoe. Valeris up the boards. Taken here by Liam Storch. Tries to cut out of the zone. Pocket pick just outside the Spirit blue line. Spitfires will send it back in again. Shurigan turned this one up the walls. Xander Valeris stumbles. Saginaw's got this out to center. It's Liam Storch. Drives wide through the boards. Tries to shrug off that check there from Andrew Robinson. Back in behind the net it goes. This is Kennedy. Up for Belches. Cross-ice pass is intercepted. Braden Jones knocks it down at the Spirit line. Storch off the wall. Rauja just tries to handle it. Get it in deep. Can't do it. Spitfires are on this. Kennedy up for Belches. In over the offensive blue line. Here comes Ethan Belches towards the net. Back and behind he goes. Holding off Blake Barnes. Belches, 6'5", 227. Uses the frame. Point shot. Stopped by Shurigan. Rebound is loose. Can't find it. Now it comes to the boards. Far side corner. Villeneuve. Back up at the point. Near side. This is Kennedy. It's a shot. Blockered out by Shurigan. Rebound comes through. Villeneuve is there. Back in behind. Andrew Robinson plays it down the wall where Saginaw's Rauja can come up with it. Send a cross-ice pass in front for Jones. Goes off the glass. Just out to center. It's been a long shift here for the Spirit. Jones. Onto the stick now. Barabanov. They get reinforcements. Rauja. Pocket picked. Here's Greentree again. Snaps a shot off the goalpost. That was a gift for the Windsor captain from Rauja. Spitfire still in the offensive end. Barabanov tries to get after it. Point shot goes off of Klepov. He can't steal to go back the other way, so Greentree keeps it alive. Into the right wing circle he goes. Liam Greentree over the top of the zone. Can he do the same thing? This one will drop it back off. The point shot snaps wide there off the stick of Connor Walton. Big time hit as Cole Davis gets into Nikita Klepov. Rauja gets back to the bench. Spitfires turn this one back in off the stick of Greentree. Shurigan out to play it. For Zhilkin on the near side. Jakob Fibiger turns it to the net. Deflected on its way through. Blocker saved by Shurigan. That looked like some friendly fire. This is sent back around here by Ethan Garden. Caden Harvey down below the goal line. Garden there with Klepov. Garden into the corner. This is Beck-Sultan McKees. That's deflected there by Dima Zhilkin. Jakob Fibiger's shot deflected. Pad save Shurigan. Rebound is picked up by Caden Harvey and stolen by Saginaw Zhilkin. Out of the zone they go. Klepov here. Near side Barabanov. Dumped back in. Walton. Back around. Into the corner it goes. Zhilkin. Stolen by Roscoe. Shot goes over the net and wide. Saginaw trying to take advantage of some chaos in the Windsor zone. Spitfires guilty of icing here with 9:08 left in the second period. Decent chance there for Drew Roscoe at the end of all that, but in the minutes prior, it had been all Windsor and then some. They lead it on the shot board 14-11. Here with 9:08 left in the second period. One more could really put things out of hand. 4-goal comeback would not be out of the realm of possibility here for Saginaw, but as time ticks on, it looks less and less likely. This is Carson Harm to bring things into the zone. He snaps a shot. It goes high. Saginaw gripping the sticks pretty tight now. In the first period, it was all pucks into the chest protector of Costanzo. Now they all hit the glass. Carson Harmer along the boards. Down into the corner he goes. Gets a whack, but keeps on going. Harmer battles out. Finding Roscoe at the offensive blue line. This is Levi Harper now. Right point, dropped it off. Carson Harmer protects, throws that one off a body. Loose puck taken by Roscoe. Just trying to poke it down low. Levi Harper is there, the defenseman working out of the corner. Below the goal line, Jacob Kluchek rotates up the near side wall for Saginaw. Stops up. There's a delayed penalty coming against the Spitfires. Kluchek takes a shot, and that goes into the glass. Shurigan to the bench. Around it goes. Back in the corner. Spitfires touch it up. Caden Harvey will touch and bring up a Spirit power play here. It's going to be a minor penalty for roughing. After the battle that was going on in front, Connor Walton going to yap his way back to the penalty box with some words for the official. But it came out of that battle in front of the net. So the Spirit to their second power play. IBEW Local 557 power play here on this game. They're 0 for 1. They only had about half of their first opportunity to really deal with, so we'll see what they can come up with here. Top unit is on. But again, you heard on that delayed penalty, Luce, really good opportunity. You heard him hit the glass. Levi Harper, left point now to Barabanov, the usual 5 for Chris Lazary. Harper center point, Barabanov again, left circle, delays and shoots. That snapped wide off a body. Jacob Kluchek, back to Klepov, up top. Harper fakes the one-timer, sends it back. Klepov, right circle, near side. It was disrupted before it could get to Jacob Kluchek, and the cross-ice pass is too far away from Levi Harper, so it's back out at center. Picked up by Barabanov. Saginaw comes back in. 2 blue sweaters over to Barabanov. Klepov there to help. Barabanov walks away with it. Nice saucer pass. He finds Kluche near side. Shot gets blocked on its way through. Kennedy sends down Kluche hard. And the puck will be cleared here by Levi Harper. Jacob Kluche's got to get back to the blue line. He does. No, he does not. He's offside. 7:25 here in the second. That was a big-time collision. As Kennedy came on through, as Kluche was trying to handle that pass. Kennedy came through with the hit high, and again, there's 6'5" Wyatt Kennedy, 5'11" Jacob Kluche. Kluche with a hand up high right now. Not sure exactly what the ailment is for him. It just could not have felt too good. So the puck fired back into the Spirit end after the neutral zone faceoff. Second unit is on here on the power play. Chris Lazar wants to give Jacob Kluche a second to recover here and keep his top unit together. Heads up. That's going to be off the glass right in front of the Spirit bench. And the Spitfires clear. Jones out with Hanrahan, Jensen Geldart, Brody Papoy, and Carson Harmer here on the second power play. Well, the Spitfires going to steal. It's Christofaro. Back down below the Spirit goal line. Jensen Geldart not quite quick enough. Foot off the gas for a split second there, and Christofaro will send it all the way back into the Windsor zone. Spitfires will play catch here, kill some more time, and it's back in behind the net for Stepan Shurigan. Christofaro again pestering the Spirit shorthanded. This is picked up here by Graydon Jones. Ryan Hanrahan up through center ice. Cross corner dump in off the wall. Hanrahan the first man to it. 15 seconds left on this power play. Spitfires will clear. Graydon Jones. Carson Harmer wanted that puck. He's going to move it to Brody Papoy in the speed. Papoy the cutback, lost the puck. Out of the box. Would have been a great chance there for Walton. They're back at 5-on-5. Cole Davis. Poke check there by Sawyer Schmidt. Saginaw's 0 for 2 on the power play here in this game. They trail 4-0 with 6 minutes left in the second period. Drew Roscoe gets it up now to Sawyer Schmidt. One-on-one against Kennedy with Roscoe joining. Schmidt down the wing. Drops it off. Papoy the shot. Gets through Costanzo. Rebound on the back goalpost. Can't be put home by Schmidt. Schmidt up to the right point. Barnes, the pass now to Drew Roscoe. Down the wing, he shoots, and a stick save made by Costanzo. Kept alive by Roscoe. Put down low again. This is back and behind for Andrew Robinson of the Spitfires below his goal line. Walk back out to the dot. Liam Storch steals. This is Blake Barnes. Down low to Storch again. Put back in front, looking for Rouse. They can't get a shot away. Below the goal line it comes again. McLaughlin into the far corner boards. He's hit there. Spitfires have it back behind their own net. Bit of a moment there, and Nesbitt trying to move on through. He crossed a glove. Lost it at center ice. Drew Roscoe gets to this puck. It was a bouncer out of the zone. And the Spitfires, Cole Dubowski has this back in his own end. 5 minutes left in the second. 4-0 Spitfires. Puck gotten back out to Levi Harper. Makes the check. Moves this one back on. And the Spitfires from their own end here. Inside 5 to go. The referee will chuck Jack Nesbitt's glove back into the Windsor bench while the Spitfires throw things back around for Drew Roscoe and then Levi Harper off the glass. Settles down too far ahead of Nikita Klepov. Igor Barabanov in on the forecheck. Can't force a turnover. Spitfires have iced the puck. 4.5 left, second period. 4-0 Spitfires. The closer calls, though, for Saginaw. They outshoot, or are outshot 14-13. Back to the WFCU Center in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Back inside the WSCU Center. 4:32 left in this second period. A 4-0 lead here for the Windsor Spitfires. Saginaw, just their second power play chance of the game, goes by the wayside. They were 1 for 3 against the Spitfires on Saturday. The Spitfires were 1 for 3 against them. They've got one power play goal in this game. And a couple of close calls for Joey Costanzo, who stopped 13 Spirit shots so far. They got the puck in the offensive zone, though. Braden Jones sends it back around. Liam Greentree waiting for the pressure of Zilkin, and it comes in the form of a pretty good hit. And out of all that, Zilkin gets a shot to the net. That's absorbed by Costanzo. But that's the double-edged sword, or the skill set of Dima Zilkin. Throws the big check, forces the turnover, and all in one motion, sweeps it to the net. It wasn't just a puck flipped to the net. That was a heavy shot on goal. Now from a bad angle, and Costanzo was able to absorb and cover. But it caught him by surprise, and Zilkin caught Costanzo by surprise with the goaltender pulled Saturday night in Saginaw to make it 4-2. 29 goals on the season for the Spirit captain. Here in game number 100. And a collision with Greentree and Zilkin off the faceoff. And it's going to be a cross-checking penalty. Zilkin got a little accidentally on purpose in the way, and Greentree trying to roll right over it. He did, but he had the stick parallel to the ice in his hands when he did it. So Greentree picks up the cross-checking call. This is the fork-in-the-road opportunity here for Saginaw. They've gotten better chances here in the late stages of the second period. Zilkin's been laying the framework against Greentree all night. Those two have gone back and forth. Had some great one-on-one battles. They play the same way. And now a power play for Saginaw. Jacob Klute's back out. Third IBW Local 557 power play in the game. Puck to the boards. Spitfires clear to start off their penalty kill. Step on Shurigan. There for Levi Harper. Weaves his way up to neutral ice. There's the drop pass. Barabanov there for Zilkin. One more kick wide. It's onto the stick of Klepov. Two Spitfires quickly to him. They take the puck away, but they don't get it out. Harper for Jacob Klutchek. Back to Levi Harper. Center point goes over. Nikita Klepov in the circle. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Greentree in the box for cross-checking. This is Klepov rotating up high, looking towards the net. Down the slot he goes, looking for the backdoor tap and couldn't find Kluche. He gets dumped. The puck is picked up by Levi Harper. He rolls off his blade. 2 Spitfires over to him in the corner. Jacob Kluche throws a hit there against Walton. A little retaliation for the stick up high. Nobody can come away with his puck. Walton gives Kluche a rough ride. Barabanov's got it for Zhilkin. Fakes the shot. Klepov, one-timer goes high off the glass, and it can't be kept alive. Kluche's got to chase it down at center. Barabanov quickly down the right wing. Off the boards. Back up for Nikita Klepov. 50 on the power play. Harper for Klepov. Right circle. Fakes the one-timer again. Down to the corner he goes. Barabanov back for Levi Harper. Near side. One-timer looking for Zhilkin on the tip. Couldn't find him. Klepov. Barabanov right corner. Comes back up. Left point. This is Harper. Down to the corner. Kluche sweeps it to the net. Stick save by Costanzo. He's just following the play right now. Puck is kept alive here by Harper. Spirit are wearing down the Windsor goaltender. Kluche from the circle. Back up. This is Harper. Left the puck behind. One-timer Klepov off the outside of the goal. Barabanov taken into the boards by Kennedy. Walton has Zhilkin on him. 21 seconds on the Greentree penalty. Saginaw can't pull the puck away. Comes back down and off the stick of Levi Harper on the clearing attempt. All the way back down for Stefan Schurig. That's the best Saginaw's power plays look here in this game. 8 seconds left on it. Top unit's been out the whole time. Harper dances his way in, finds Bodie Stewart in the left circle, and a good glove save made by Joey Costanzo. Right as the penalty box door opens for the Windsor Spitfires, and Liam Greentree comes back out. 2:15 left in the second period. Costanzo, a couple of good saves on the tail end of that power play. Looking winded, trying to get back up and move laterally, and it was a lot of cross-ice movement for the Spirit on that power play. Again, their best movement on the man advantage in this game so far. Face-off will come in the left wing circle. Saginaw's power play, again, at 24.4%. That's 5th best in the league on this season. Just 18% at home, 31% on the road. That is quite the swing between the road power play and the home power play, though they are 0 for 3 here in this game. Down 4-0 with 2 minutes left in the second period. Bodie Stewart keeps things alive. Puck squirts back out in front. Spitfires are there. It's Jakob Fibiger. And Windsor tosses this one back up in Greentree. Threw out right into the breadbasket of Brody Papoy. On Nathan Villeneuve. Carson Harmer can't backhand it in. Harmer's going to steal here from Greentree. Tries to duck down the boards on Fibiger. Gets held up and tied away. Puck comes back up now to Caden Harvey. Up through center. Greentree is on it, trying to poke it back past Graydon Jones. And a collision there as Fibiger holds his hands up high. He may have gotten a stick up there on that collision. Fibiger will trip up there with Jones. Nathan Villeneuve on this puck through center. Inside 90 seconds here in the period. Now a steal for Harmon in the left circle and a glove save by Costanzo. He drops it back off. Didn't want to hang on to it. Wants to keep the clock moving and get back into the intermission. Spitfires bumping out wide. Jones a little late to hop up on the play, but he steps into Robinson. Jensen Geldart back behind the Spirit net. Little moving screen there for Blake Barnes. And there's a penalty coming and an interference call to Barnes. Didn't quite disguise it well enough. Little moving pick. Barnes got dumped on that hit from Harvey. But he picks up the interference call. Minute 4 seconds here in the second period. Barnes will sit Saginaw to their second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game on the interference. Right idea for Blake Barnes. The execution just not quite there. So Zhilkin, Klepov, Valeris, and Drew Roscoe will work this penalty kill here for the Saginaw Spirit. Nesbitt, Cristofaro, Belchez are out with Greentree and Carson Woodall on the points here. The Windsor power play, who's 1 for 1. Woodall off the drop, drops it back. Greentree left circle, that shot kicked away. Cristofaro into the corner against Roscoe. Now here's Greentree again, down to the goal line. Takes a shot, that one off the outside of the cage, maybe even the helmet of Stefan Schurig. Greentree up to Woodall, tosses a puck in, they score. Woodall floats it to the net. Shurigan was screened. 44.3 to go in the second period. And the Spitfires score on the power play to make it 5-0. 11th goal of the season for Carson Woodall. Tough to see where the traffic was on Stephon Shurigan. And it doesn't look like a terribly dangerous shot. Just as we saw Zane Perek do so many times here over his time in Saginaw. A casual-looking shot that's got decent velocity on it, but the placement is perfect to get through the screens, all the traffic in front, and the goaltender to find the back of the net. He makes it 5-0. Brody Papoya, big-time collision in the neutral zone as he takes a run at Bexalton McKeish. McKeish pops up, and he's got this puck on the cross-corner dump in. He's got a little return fire there for Levi Harper. Aiden Harvey sweeps this puck in front. Broken play right on top of the blue crease. Aiden Jones will send down Ethan Garvey. Guarded. The Spitfires will throw things back out to neutral ice. Aiden Harvey back up the near side. This is Bexalton McKee's dying seconds here, the second period. Brody Papoy sends it down. No icing. That's it for the second. 2 goals for the Spitfires in the first. 3 here in the second. 5-0. They will take the advantage back into the dressing room. John McLaughlin, Liam Greentree, and Carson Woodall, the goals that have the Windsor Spitfires in the driver's seat. We'll take a break. Second intermission coming up in a moment. Jonathan, ready for you back in the studio. We'll break down the second and tell you what to look forward to here in the third. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Spitfires more than double up their lead, killing off a couple penalties along the way, and after 2 periods of play, Saginaw trails 5-0. Let's take a look back at that middle frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 2-0 rather in favor of the Spits heading into this second period, and it only took a couple minutes, 2 minutes 44 seconds to be exact. The puck comes off the board from behind the Spirit net to in front, where John McLaughlin is waiting. Stuffs it home to make it 3-0.
Finds a marker. This is a steal right in front. The Spitfires are going to score. Turnover in behind the net. McLaughlin all alone in front of Stephon Shurigan, who lunges forward.
The Spirit tried to put together some possession in the offensive end after that, but it comes back the other way, and exactly 3.5 minutes after that first goal, Liam Greentree gets the Spirit moving in their own end, moves across the top of the circles, and puts a shot over the shoulder of Shurigan to make it 4-0.
Top of the zone, still working against him is Propoy. Greentree into the left circle, shoots and scores. What a shift in the offensive zone by the Windsor captain.
Assists going to Fibiger and Villeneuve on that one. The Spitfires continued to hold things in the Spirit end, and just as Saginaw starts to put together some offense, they get their second power play of the afternoon. Well timed at 11 minutes, 49 seconds. Connor Walton sitting for roughing. The Spitfires don't give them an inch during any of that 2 minutes. Some good clearing kills it off. Despite that kill, Saginaw has a couple great looks as things even back up. Sawyer Schmidt very nearly knocks home a follow-up after a shot by Brody Papoy in the low slot.
Drew Roscoe gets it up now to Sawyer Schmidt. One-on-one against Kennedy with Roscoe joining. Schmidt down the wing. Drops it off. Papoy the shot. Gets through Costanzo. Rebound on the back goalpost. Can't be put home by Schmidt.
Saginaw's had a lot of good looks. That was one of the best here so far this afternoon. Dima Zhilkin draws a cross-checking penalty out of Liam Greentree at 15 minutes, 44 seconds. That's Saginaw's third power play of the day. They get the puck moving all over in the offensive end, send some great shots toward Costanzo, looking for their first goal, but no dice as Windsor is able to kill that one off. And then the Spits get a power play of their own as Blake Barnes sits for interference, 18 minutes, 56 seconds. Carson Woodall, soon, not too long into that, receives a pass from Greentree along the boards. He skates through the high slot and puts it right into the top left corner of the Spirit net through traffic, making it 5-0.
Greentree up to Woodall, tosses a puck in, they score. Woodall floats it to the net. Sheridan was screened.
Anthony Cristoforo picks up the secondary assist on that one with just 45 seconds left in the period. Shots on goal favored Saginaw 9-8, a game total of 17-15 so far. The Spirit held off the board on and off the power play. They're 0 for 3 on the man advantage, whereas Windsor has cashed in on both of their power play opportunities. Scoring in the second, John McLaughlin from Cole Dabowski, and Liam Greentree assisted by Fibiger and Villeneuve. Woodall rounds it out, assisted by Greentree and Cristoforo. A quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation, break down that middle frame a little bit more for you here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Saginaw Community Foundation also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back. After 2 periods of play, the Saginaw Spirit trailing the Windsor Spitfires 5-0 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth Dylan Clark. Dylan, a much different second period than what we saw in the first. Saginaw, a couple power play opportunities in there, not able to cash in on either of them. Despite that, they were still able to find some good looks. But like we said after the first, Windsor really just keeping those chances to a minimum.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back. Chris Lazar made a really good point during Coach's Corner about just the personnel operating that power play. You got 3 17-year-olds kind of anchoring it in Dima Zhilkin, Nikita Klepov, and Levi Harper. You've got an 18-year-old Jacob Kluche, and you got a 19-year-old Igor Barabanov rounding things out. And, while they haven't been successful to this point through 3 opportunities, that third power play was by far and away their best. They looked a little bit more like themselves. And again, at this point in the year, the playoffs are on the table for sure. It's the expectation here for this Spirit team. But you got an eye on the future and developing what those guys can do and what they're able to do as 18 and 19-year-olds coming back next year for what should be a really good Spirit hockey team with deep playoff aspirations. So you kind of take a look at it that way and you say, all right, well, that's another step in the development curve for those guys. Now, again, it's easy to say, all right, they're 0 for 3 in a game where they trail 5-0. Like, what's the big whoop about development? But still, when you take a look and step back and look at the big picture, that's probably the biggest positive to pull out of that second period. But that being said, they are 0 for 3 in a game where they trail 5-0. So you're going to try to look for positives wherever you can.
Well, and as we're looking towards this future, we've got kind of a young captain in Dima Zhilkin, and he, in that second period, I think, really showed off the kind of player he is when it comes to, I think he thrives in kind of these more physical games. He's happy to get involved in them. He has a great chance, and then almost immediately he draws a penalty out of, I believe it was Liam Greentree. He's not afraid to get in there and make an impact, even if it doesn't mean getting on the scoreboard, and that's nice to see out of him.
You're absolutely right. And, you would give anything to have really a team full of Dima Zhilkins, and not just from the skill aspect of it, right, but the way he plays, the way he goes into battles fearlessly like that against guys that are 4, 5, 6 inches taller than he is and probably have 20 or 30 pounds on him. And not just the willingness to go into those battles, but he goes in them with the attitude that he's going to rip your face off to get the puck. And he does a lot of the time. So, that's what makes him so valuable, and that's why he's going to be a pretty high pick in the NHL draft coming up next year. But, you kind of hope that attitude transfers over to others on the roster. And, the first player that kind of comes to mind as far as that's concerned is Brody Popoy. He has dialed up the physicality just as much as he's dialed up the skill play this year. Like, he is really trusting his body and the plays that he can make with the puck, and with the hits that he's laying and kind of the attacks that he's launching on players in the corner to try and win those puck battles. So you wish it could maybe spill over to others. There are some guys that could maybe do a little bit more as far as the nastiness is concerned to try and win some of these battles. Windsor is out nastying them as far as those go right now. But it starts with one guy, Brody Popoy, following the leader as far as the way that Dima Zhilkin plays.
Absolutely. 2 players that Saginaw might be leaning on here going into the third period. They're down by 5, trying to find their first in the last 20 minutes here. Dylan, as always, thank you for your time. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan was able to catch up with another one of the young, talented people on the Saginaw Spirit, Ryan Hanrahan. An interview coming up next with him.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
You heard Dylan and I talking a little bit about some of the young talent on the Saginaw Spirit team, those guys that will be making an impact in the coming years. One of those, Spirit rookie Ryan Hanrahan. Dylan was able to catch up with him this week.
All right, Ryan. So rookie year here, getting down into playoff time. It's been a little bit different for you than maybe a lot of other guys. Spent a lot of time on the shelf, but how good are you feeling being back in the lineup, and are you kind of getting back into the swing of things again?
No, yeah, just being able to play with these guys on our team. It's I'm very honored, and they helped me come back from injuries and everything, and we're building up to something special. So we're gonna push for something good in the playoffs here.
As the season's kind of gone on, a few more reps at center for you here. Just what's that process been like, and I guess what has to change for you as you kind of make that switch?
Yeah, Laz has been very understanding for this type of stuff. He wants to make sure that when I'm in the middle there, I'm being responsible. And playing center, you just have a little bit more responsibility, and he's just trying to build me up to that. And I don't care how long it takes. I'll play winger for the rest of my life if I have to. But obviously getting some legs at center is awesome.
And for this group of guys, every group is unique and special in its own way. But as you guys are into the last stage of the season here, just how has it been kind of getting to know everybody and kind of coming together as a group of personalities?
Yeah, no, we're a very tight group. We've had our ups and downs this season, but we've really come together in terms of our on ice performance, and I think we're gonna do something special in the playoffs here.
And for yourself, the journey from Quebec to here now, I understand you left home when you were still pretty young. What have just kind of the last, 4 or 5 years been like for you hockey wise?
Yeah, no, I moved to Ontario to pursue like a career playing in the OHL. So just being there with my dad kind of set me up for the experience of being in the OHL. And, now I'm living with just a billet family, but they've been great, just welcoming me into their home. And I still in contact with my parents every day, just giving them my day and stuff. And so it's been a little rough for the beginning, but where I'm at right now, I'm really happy with everything. And I'm very thankful for my billets.
Ryan, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Denton here with your out-of-town scores. They're brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, and a few games turning on their heads here as every single team in the OHL is in action. The North Bay Battalion currently leading the Brampton Steelheads 5-2, just starting off the third period there. The London Knights holding on to their lead, though the Owen Sound Attack have gotten onto the board. It's 5-1, 5 minutes into the third period there. A 3-2 lead for the Brantford Bulldogs over the Kingston Frontenacs. The Flint Firebirds currently blanking the Oshawa Generals 4-0. A 2-2 tie between the Kitchener Rangers and the Peterborough Petes, who are holding on pretty well. The Sarnia Sting have taken the lead at home to close out the second period, 4-3 over the Sioux Greyhounds with 20 minutes to play there. The Sudbury Wolves up 4-1 over the visiting Niagara Ice Dogs. The Guelph Storm have exploded with a 4-goal second period. They've taken a 4-1 lead over the Erie Otters. And in Ottawa right now, the 67s are trailing the visiting Barrie Colts to close out the first period 2-1. That's a look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Third period action as the Saginaw Spirit look to make up a 5-0 deficit. Coming up next on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the WSCU Center to start the third period. We have a change in goal here for the Saginaw Spirit. Stephon Schurigan pulled after 5 goals on 16 shots. Caleb Papineau draws back in here for Saginaw. Not long removed for a pretty strong performance. 29 saves on 32 Sarnia shots against the Sting on February the 13th. He's going to have to carry the load here for Saginaw, and it should be an interesting third period. The Spitfires fired back into the Spirit end. Robinson shot into traffic. That one glances off a body. Rebound goes back and behind the net. Picked up as Barabanov gets put into the boards. Nikita Klepov sweeps that puck for Dima Zhilkin. Backhands it to the air. Knocked down in front of Barabanov. We got a stoppage and a penalty here. A roughing call looks to be upcoming to the Windsor Spitfires. Jack Nesbitt going to plead his case here. Not going to get a response out of the referee. And it was so far behind the play, we did not get a chance to get a look at that. So 26 seconds into the third period, Saginaw to their 4th IBW Local 557 power play here in this game. Nesbitt in the Windsor penalty box for roughing. So the power play gets to go to work here. Saginaw trails by 5. They want to make a dent here, and Joey Costanzo near side. Klepov off the draw. That one gets blocked by Davis and out of play. Boy, did that ever spin Cole Davis around. He gets a nice little fist bump there from Joey Costanzo to say, hey, thanks. That could not have felt too good. I believe the majority of that puck went off the stick of Cole Davis, but if there was anything that went off any skin, it probably couldn't have felt too good. It's a heavy one-timer for Nikita Klepov from his favorite spot to launch pucks. Barabanov against Nathan Villeneuve. He's out with Kennedy, Cole Davis, and Connor Walton here as the Windsor penalty killers. Puck is in a sea of legs, comes loose off the draw. Harper, one-timer off the outside of the net from Zhilkin. Spitfires gun it back around. It can't be held in by Barabanov. So it drifts all the way back in, and Caleb Papineau, his first touch on this puck in the game, will be a drop-off in behind his net to Levi Harper. Harper there for the drop pass at center. Barabanov to Zhilkin, kicked wide. Near wing, Klepov intercepted on a pass that was looking for Zhilkin. He found Walton instead, and that one's fired into the benches. 60 seconds have elapsed here in the third period. 1:26 left on the Windsor Spitfires penalty. It's Jack Nesbitt in the box for roughing. But for the last time that Saginaw was in this building, again, December the 31st, a 6-0 loss to the Spitfires on New Year's Eve. It was Caleb Papineau who was on the receiving end of 5 goals against. That 6th one went back into an empty cage. They'll try to carry the load here for the Spirit. They navigate their way here through this power play, though. Kluche keeps it alive. Bottom of the left wing circle. Puts it in front. Klepov. Back over. Barabanov. The goaltender swimming. It hits off bodies in front. There was a wall. Kennedy, Walton, and Zhilkin in front. It hit all of them. And did not get to Costanzo, who was diving back through his crease looking like Superman. If he makes that save, it's one of the saves of the season. But Costanzo is all over the place as Barabanov lets it go from the left wing circle, and it just hits the combo of bodies in front. 56 seconds left on the Jack Nesbitt penalty. 5-0 the lead is right now for the Windsor Spitfires. Second power play unit goes to work here for Saginaw. Ryan Hanrahan sends it back for Graydon Jones. They're out with Geldart. Carson Harmer and Brody Papoy waited the offensive blue line. Papoy's got the puck. Poked away by Villeneuve. Papoy rims it back around. Harmer lets it go back. Jones near side. Brody Papoy on the quick pass. Takes a shot deflected. That goes wide. Off the stick in front. Jones. The bouncing puck just keeps it alive. Jensen Geldart races over. He and Jakob Fibiger go for it. Braden Jones unties from Cole Davis, and now this is Villeneuve. They bring it back up to center ice, pursued by Hanrahan, and that'll be gunned back in. Back behind the net of Caleb Papineau. 12 seconds on the power play. Saginaw in danger of going 0 for 4 on the man advantage here in this game. Boydre brings it in. It's the shoulder there from Belchez. 2 seconds and 1. The shot off the crossbar from Carson Harmer. Out of play. And Saginaw on the power play out of time. Their best look on that chance. Harmer from the bottom of the circle. They've had their looks that have come close. But the crossbar in behind Joey Costanzo. They're getting closer. Their best looks of the game have come so far in this third period. Some sprawling saves, some great shot blocks in front of Costanzo, and that shot off the bar from Carson Harmer. But as has been the case on a number of occasions in this building, it's a frustrating night here from the WFCU Center, a frustrating afternoon here for Saginaw. Drew Roscoe keeps this puck at the right point. Down underneath for Levi Harper again. Off the wall. John McLaughlin steals away from Sawyer Schmidt. Harper does what he can to keep it alive, and that shot from Rouser gets deflected up into the glass. Drew Roscoe shakes his way down the wall, looking towards the front of the net, takes a shot, and that's stopped by Costanzo with the blocker. That'll send Alex Ferron the other way here for the Windsor Spitfires, trying to drive wide on Levi Harper. A shovel shot that'll be scooped up into the chest protector of Caleb Papineau. Harper and Ferron trying to get their money's worth out of one another back and behind the Spirit net. 16:57 here in this third period. Final chapter of the season series between these two hockey clubs. And an interesting stretch of the schedule here for Saginaw. It was a Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for them last week. If you connect that with today, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and then a Thursday against the Sudbury Wolves. So 2 days off in between, but right now this week and a half, 2 week stretch, a little bit more of a pro schedule here for Saginaw. To get this puck back up to their own blue line, but not out. It's wristed back in by Ethan Garden. Blake Barnes pokes it along. Saginaw can't get it out. Brody Papoy gotten up and ahead for Carson Harmer. Dropped off. Jacob Kluche cuts between the dots. Lost the puck there to Garden. Papoy is on it. David Harvey comes over. Garden again. This is brought back out by Carson Woodall. Into the offensive end, the Spitfires are offside, and they'll let that puck go towards Caleb Papineau for a stoppage. Face off to come just outside the line again. And the Windsor Spitfires will head back on the road. They got the Kitchener Rangers on Friday night. We're hosting the Flint Firebirds on Sunday. 4 divisional games, and that'll be an interesting one here. Again, Windsor and Flint tied at 77 points as it currently stands. That's one of 2 more games that Windsor has against Flint here in this regular season. And right now, as we get adjusted here prior to this face-off, the Firebirds up 5-0 on the Oshawa Generals. As the Spitfires are up 5-0 on the Saginaw Spirit here, it looks as though they will continue to be tied in points, though at 79 instead of 77, where they walked into this game. They take over at neutral ice, and Villeneuve spins this back in over everybody's head. Braden Jones gets tied up back in behind the Spirit net with Greentree. Smacks this puck off the boards. Up to Kennedy, left point Robinson. Return past Kennedy, down into the circle. And one more pass is swept off the skate of Brody Papoy. Saginaw clears to the air. Picked back up by Robinson in front of his goaltender, Costanzo, who's made 18 saves here in this game. Robinson from center. Just snaps it back around. Saginaw the 18-17 shot advantage. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. Pretty much every puck that's been let go here by Windsor has been a high danger scoring chance. Puck up into the air. Kept alive in the offensive zone here by Windsor's Belchez. Back underneath it bounces. Nesbitt takes Graydon Jones into the boards. 3 against 2. Igor Barabanov gets it out of danger. Moves this puck to Nikita Klepov. It'll be poked away, though, and stolen here by Cristofaro. Belchez into the circle. Backdoor, they score. Nesbitt. That was a thing of beauty there off a steal. 15-10 left in the third period. It's 6-0. Well, that's the kind of goal you see quite often in a game that's found this score. Klepov was heading back out of the zone. 17th goal of the season for Jack Nesbitt. It is a slam dunk. Cristoforo pokes it away from Klepov just as he was about to get out to the blue line. Sends it down for Belchez into the left circle, and it's a cross-ice pass, and it's in the back of the net for the 6-goal advantage. Ryan Hanrahan will slide this puck down below the goal line and behind Joey Costanzo. Alex Ferron up to Cole Dubowski. Taken into the boards by Saginaw's Blake Barnes. Caleb Papineau there for Levi Harper. Barnes poked away again. This one will be covered by Caleb Papineau as it drifts back in on him. 14:38 here in the third. These are one of the games. This is one of the games where you miss the presence, the veteran sandpaper of Josh Glavin. Of course, if the Spirit still had Nick Sema or Sebastian Gervais in the fold, it could be a little bit of a different feel here in the third period. But in the development of young players, as Saginaw gets this puck out to center after they win a defensive zone faceoff, long term, sometimes this is a game that could be a good thing. And the youngsters are looking around, looking for a spark, and they realize, oh, we've got to be the spark. No one's going to step up and do it for you. Drew Roscoe back for Xander Valeris. Beck-Sultan McKeish almost took a piece out of him. Roscoe back through center, ran into the skates of Ryan Hanrahan. Little pass to get back to Drew Roscoe. Takes a check from Beck-Sultan McKeish, and this puck onto the far side, Caden Harvey. Dropping a puck back off. Ethan Garnett shifts his way into the circle away from Saginaw Sawyer Schmidt. Puck is stolen here by Graydon Jones. Manufactures some room for himself back in behind the Spirit net. And Roscoe swings back with him, and Jones will bring it up to his own blue line. Pass too far ahead of Sawyer Schmidt. It gets deflected wide of the Windsor goal by Carson Woodall. He'll throw a home run pass. It's too far for Greentree. Papineau's got to play it. Windsor captain bearing down. Papineau moves it to Jones. Off the board. Stolen. Here's a gift in front for Greentree, and a heavy shot is absorbed by the chest protector, Caleb Papineau. 13:27 to go. Third period. Saginaw plagued with some defensive zone turnovers right now. They're down 6-0. Back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Hi, this is Jacob Gutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. A 6-0 lead here for the Windsor Spitfires. Caleb Papineau has taken over goaltending duties for the Saginaw Spirit after Stepan Shurigan was pulled at the end of the second. Liam Greentree has solved him once, but now for Saginaw, who had been holding their own in this game for long stretches, now they seem to be suffering from turnover-itis here in their own end. And again, as the backup goaltender, you're doing your job when you step into a situation like this. You know that's going to be a risk. And Saginaw clears here after the defensive zone faceoff, but things are falling apart a little bit more in front of Papineau than they had in front of Stepan Shurian. Spitfires will steal again in the offensive end. Liam Greentree kicks it to the corner. That's a great left pad save there by Caleb Papineau. That shot from a steep angle, but had a lot of velocity on it. Greentree cuts back, takes a shot. That'll be blocked by Brody Papoy. They flip it out to center ice. Now this is Wyatt Kennedy to come back and take that shot off the boards. Brody Papoy is offside as he touches this puck up. 12:48 left in the third period. Saginaw will drop the puck here at neutral ice. We're just talking about the remaining schedule here for Saginaw. Looking past this afternoon, only one more major road trip remains. But 6 games against West Division opponents. And again, even more important as they got one on home ice against the Flint Firebirds. They would like to grab a victory at home against their most bitter rival, if possible, this season. But 13 games left after today. Just about half of them come against division opponents. Still 3 more against the Sarnia Sting. This goes down for an icing in behind the net of Caleb Papineau. February the 22nd. 21st against Sarnia, the 22nd against Guelph. And again, if you had not seen, Josh Bloom will return to Saginaw. He will be signing autographs. He will be dropping the puck. He will be honored prior to the game. Of course, the young man who scored the most electric goal in team history to win the Memorial Cup. The dying moments of the championship game. Levi Harper shot off of bodies. Goes wide. Cristoforo off the near side. It's held alive here by Dima Zilkin, shifting down the right wing boards. Connor Walton tied up here with Zilkin. Back behind the net. It's pulled off the wall. Move from Barabanov up to Levi Harper. Barabanov again. Just inside the offensive blue line. Snaps it over. Far side. This is Blake Barnes. Skates back. Finds it too far around for Dima Zilkin, but Klepov is there. He picks it up and continues riding the zone all the way back around. Jammed it off the wall. Connor Walton comes over and fires this bouncing puck out to center. Spitfires are in. Belchez down the left side. Swings it back through. Levi Harper comes back. Cleans out Jack Nesbitt. Makes the defensive play. Zilkin near side. Barabanov walking in. Shoots, and that goes wide on the glove side. Klepov taken into the wall. Moves the puck to Levi Harper. It's stolen here. This is Cristoforo doing what he can to get back the other way. Cristoforo, and Belchez is offside. Got a little overexcited getting into the offensive end. Belchez sliding into the zone. It's going to be an interesting ride to the finish here at the end of the season as far as the NHL draft prospects are concerned. It has really been, since the midterm rankings have come out, a great bit of hockey for Nikita Klepov. Leads the OHL rookie scoring race with 75 points. One off Nathan Aspinall, at least coming into this game, for the league lead. Joey Costanzo's got to shovel a puck out of danger. 11:25 left in the third period. If you're just with us, Windsor up 6-0 here on the Spirit. Jack Nesbitt has the lone goal of the third period so far. Cole Dubowski gets it back out to center. We've picked up here by Ferron. Down the left wing. Cuts back and fires this one off the wall. Jonathan Brown will send this shot towards the net. Gets deflected by McLaughlin up into the glass. Ferron is hit. There with Xander Valeris. Stops the puck back off and into the corner. McLaughlin twists it back in behind Caleb Papineau. Cole Dubowski hit by Jensen Geldar. Odie Stewart comes together heavily in front of the Spirit bench there with McLaughlin. This is Carson Woodall to bring it back into the offensive zone. But he'll be stolen there by Ryan Hanrahan. Jensen Geldart's going to fight off some checks, and Odie Stewart turns around and flips the puck back into Joey Costanzo's neck of the woods. Windsor netminder drops it off. There for Jonathan Brown. Costanzo been admirable in this hockey game. 18 saves right now. A 6-0 lead here for his hockey club. This one turned down the right wing board. Spitfires head towards the net. Lots of speed. Ethan Garden trying to turn that one between his own legs, I believe. And a save made by Caleb Papineau. 10-19 here in this third period. Face off in the offensive zone. There are some excited fans here inside the WFCU Center. Not sure if our crowd mics picked that up. It sounded like screams of terror for a moment. Everybody's all right. The fans here in Windsor are having a good time. They're up 6-0. This is Kennedy back in his own end. Ethan Garden turns his puck back out to center. Beck-Sultan McKees to try and chase down Levi Harper. They go toe-to-toe back in the far corner. Sawyer-Schmidt off the boards. This is stolen again. That one snapped towards the net off the leg. There by Sultan McKeish. He locks up with Liam Storch, who tumbles down. Puck at the right point. Kennedy's going to hum that one wide. Boy, did that have some zip on it. Kennedy gets it back. Try it again. No, he moves into the circle. Down to the goal line. Slides it back door. Through everybody. And out the other side where he'll pick it up again. Kennedy just keeps that in on the back edge of the blue line and snaps a shot wide. Puck comes on the near side boards. Trying to be bullied to the net there by Garden. That shot snapped up and into the glass. But back around it comes. Kennedy back in his own end one more time. For Robinson. He waits for everybody to make a line change here. Greentree back on. Down the right wing, and a blocker save is made by Caleb Papineau. And Greentree has enjoyed his time against the Saginaw Spirit. Levi Harper back around. Big time hit as Graydon Jones is on this. Puck gets moved around and off the far wall. This is Greentree. Down to the corner. Nice pass to twist that one back. This is picked up here by Fibiger. Down to the left wing circle. Doubles back. 8:45 to go in the third. A one-time shot deflects off the stick of Brody Papoy. Walton let it go. Goes out of play. 8:44 here in the third. More post-whistle activities in front of the Spirit net. But to get back to the earlier point about the draft prospects, Ethan Belchez, number 9 on NHL Central Scouting's watch list. Chase Reed is the highest-ranked OHL prospect at number 4 going into the draft this year. And that came out right about the tail end of the World Juniors. That's typically when Central Scouting puts out their midterm rankings. Offensive zone faceoff will be taken here by the Windsor Spitfires. A hit by Xander Valeris. The puck goes back in behind Stepan Shurigan. For Nikita Klepov, 7 multi-point games rather, since those rankings came out in early January. This puck is back and behind the Windsor net. And, of course, what he's done over the last handful of games, 13 points in a 5-game scoring streak that is at risk right now. Saginaw trailing 6-0. Carson Woodall has his puck back and behind the Windsor net. 8 minutes left in regulation. Right now the goal for Saginaw is to put one up on the board. Kind of something to feel good about. Blake Barnes strides out from behind his own net. Xander Valeris. It'll be ramped back in by Dimas Yilkin. And the trio of forwards, Yilkin, Klepov, Barabanov, who are most apt to get Saginaw on the board, are out to try and do so right now. They'll send things back in behind the Spirit net, though, after the Spitfires get it cleared. Back up to the right point. This is Jakob Fibiger. Backtracks away from Dimas Yilkin. Finds Walt. Shot into traffic. Goes off the body to the near corner. Pops back out with a lively bounce. Kept alive and turned back down by Walt. Off the corner boards. Spitfires hold it alive. Fibiger shot deflected. Broken play. Goes back behind the Saginaw net. Barabanov is there. It's another heavy check. Drew Roscoe gets it out of danger. Ferran takes over. Spitfires trying to continue with some chaos in the offensive zone. They misfire back out to center ice. So a little bit of breathing room here for Saginaw. Back into the offensive end. Bodie Stewart lost the handle. This is Walt. Off the right wing, Caden Harvey. Back through the middle. Here comes Garden. That's poked away. Jensen Geldar takes over here for the Spirit. Trying to float that one towards the middle. Caden Harvey steals again. Expect Sultan McKees to just poke this puck back into the Spirit zone. 85 goals on the year between Saginaw's Klepov, Zhilkin, and Barabanov to get back to their scoring numbers. Xander Valeris has this puck back in behind the net of Joey Costanzo. He'll drop it off there. This will be picked up in the corner. Bodie Stewart throws a check. It comes back out here to Ryan Hanrahan. Top of the zone. Sends one to the net. Goes off the glove of Kennedy. Bouncing back out to center ice again. Guarded down the right wing. Trying to put that one in front. A pad save is made by Papineau. As Kennedy let a shot go. Another chance goes wide from Robinson at the left point. Ryan Hanrahan takes over here for the Spirit. Lugs it up himself. Everybody else went for a line change. Hanrahan gets drilled there on a hit by Villeneuve after he sent that puck in on Joey Costanzo. Here's a nice chance. The Spitfires, they score again as Greentree turned his way through everybody. And lets one go through Papano from the right wing circle. 5:43 to go in the third. It's 7-0. Second goal of the game for Green Tree. He picks it up inside his own blue line. Liam Storch and Brandon Jones, they get split. And both of them just end up watching the Windsor captain come through and pump one low on the glove hand side of the goaltender, Caleb Papano. 5:43 here in the third period, 7-0. That might be the most frustrating part of this game, is not just the fact that it's 7-0, but as the goals have gone on, they've gotten a little softer and softer as time goes along here. Spitfires are kind of having their way with Saginaw. And again, this is a team with 6 NHL drafted players, tapped from the very beginning of the season to make a deep playoff run. Third place in the conference right now. As a hand pass gets called here, 5:11 here in the third period. Saginaw's got to find something here. Some pushback, something to feel good about in the final minutes here of this third period. 7-0, Spitfires have the lead. We're back to close things out here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the WSCU Center. 7-0 is the advantage here for the Windsor Spitfires. Spirit have seen their goaltender change to start the third period. Caleb Papano has seen a couple of pucks make their way past him as well. Windsor outshoots the Saginaw Spirit 8-2 here in the third period. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. A few more chances here this week for the Spirit, of course. Back on home ice as the Spitfires send things back in behind Caleb Papano. This one will be cleared off the fingertips of Nesbitt. Drops it down, makes the pass. Belchez heads towards the net. He gets stopped up. Flute and Nesbitt are tied up in behind the play. This puck comes back out to center. Brody Papoy is on it. Sends it rink wide here for Levi Harper. Brings it in, lost the puck. This one snapped away. Nesbitt's on it. Another hit from Kluche. Belchez comes back with a good whack there for Brody Papoy. Now Harper and Nesbitt are locked up in behind the play, just inside the zone. Harper's got to get back. Saginaw's offside. As Brown and Papoy have some more. 4:27 left in the third. Good on the officials to let Nesbitt and Harper figure that out. I don't think a power play or a 4-on-4 is going to really solve anything for anybody at this point. Young hockey team, they are outnumbered. On the age front, outdone there. Nesbitt having some words with Carson Harmer right now. Between the benches. And just not much there in the way of pushback. As the Spitfires send it up the board. Themis Yilkin tries to throw the body around. This will be Drew Roscoe back in behind the Spirit net. He gets turned around there with McLaughlin. Bouncer off the wall. Jones gets it up. Barabanov. Near side, Nikita Klepov. Trying to find Themis Yilkin. The pass too far ahead of him. Sent back up the wall. Here's Dubowski. Trying to steal away from Drew Roscoe. Ferran. Tossed into the wall by Nikita Klepov. Gets a good whack after the fact. This goes back into the Windsor zone. 3:53 here in the third. Walton back behind his net. Up the near side, Bexalt and McKeish. Through center, cross ice, Garnett down the wing. Draws Klepov with him into the Spirit end, put it between his own legs. And this is Xander Valeris to work things out of the Spirit end. Up the boards. Does not come out for an icing, as it does. Bit of a late look there. Walton Klepov here. Klepov's had about enough. 3:31 to go in the third period. Again, Jonathan and I discussed during the intermission about the Spitfires are among the best in the league. Probably this year they are the best at finding the line as far as hooks, slashes, grabs, little extra bumps, just the little stick work that makes teams horrific to play against. But it doesn't put you on the power play. It wears teams down. Just little whacks, little stingers here and there all game long. They are the best at it. They know where the line is. They know what they can get away with. And it just wears you down physically, mentally as the whole game goes along. The London Knights were among the best at it for the last 2 years, and that's why they've got back-to-back OHL championships. And the Memorial Cup on top of it. Saginaw is offside, 3:16 here in the third. Now, does this mean that the answer to Saginaw's problems right now is just slashing people more? No. No, but this is an older team here in Windsor. A lot of experience, a lot of speed, a lot of strength. These are big hockey players. These are the guys that are just about primed to take the next step. On the Saginaw side of things, they're primed to take over and be those older guys, those bigger bodies in the Ontario Hockey League. But they're not quite there yet. And for all these guys, the Jack Nesbitts, the Liam Greentrees, the Nathan Villeneuves, who are so good at throwing their weight around and making all these skill plays while getting in guys' faces and giving them some black and blues in the process. Well, the reason they got so good at that is because they were on the receiving end of it for the first few years of their OHL careers. Robinson over to Kennedy. Taken away by Saginaw's Hanrahan. Back into the offensive zone. Cuts across the ice, poked at by Greentree. The Windsor captain will steal. 2 goals in this game. Hanrahan gives him a bit of a whack. Can't get the puck away from him, though. He needs some help from Bodie Stewart for that. And this is Robinson on it here for Windsor. Puck ramped back in behind. Caleb Papineau there to take it. Down to the final 2 minutes here of regulation. 7-0 for the Windsor Spitfires. It'll be snapped back in by Sawyer Schmidt. Uri Rauja there. Schmidt back to the goal line. Ethan Belches turns him into the wall. Back underneath past Liam Storch. At the near wall. Now to Blake Barnes at the point. Slid back across. Braden Jones, a shot through traffic. It does make its way to the net. But the goaltender Costanzo there for it and ready for it. 1:47 left in regulation. Face off to come in the offensive zone. And the Spirit here, they'll split the season series with the Windsor Spitfires. 4-4 they go against Windsor. The Spitfires will grab the edge on points in the season series. Not that it's really anything other than academic at this point. Windsor will go 4-2-1-1 against Saginaw. 10 points to Saginaw's 8. Brown sends it back up the far wall. Xander Valeris will lock up with Ferran. Final 90 seconds here of regulation. Brody Papoy to Drew Roscoe. Carson Harmer down the wing, drops it off. Papoy's shot gets blocked. Papoy tries to get after his rebound. He wants a wraparound. He was pursued around the net just long enough by Carson Woodall. He gets a stick on that puck, and the goose egg will remain on the board here for Saginaw. Carson Woodall locking up here with Carson Harmer. 3 against 3 on the far wall, just in between the face-off circle and the blue line of the Windsor end. Harmer pulls it off the pile. Sends a backhander off the glass down low. Drew Roscoe tries to help it around. Spitfires will push this puck into the wall again. Roscoe pulls it out. Papoy up to the point. Xander Valeris. 48 to go. This is Papoy waiting, shifting to the middle. He scores! Brody Papoy lets a shot go. 42.3 left in the third period. Saginaw's going to spoil Joey Costanzo's party. It's 7-1. So a little something there to soften the blow. As Brody Papoy is able to snap one through traffic. 13th of the season, and out of all of Saginaw's scoring opportunities here in this game, that was not exactly the most dangerous of them, but a good look from Papoy. A good shot. Spoils the shutout bid here for Costanzo. 20 saves on 21 shots. Not sure if that falls into the category of broadcaster's jinx. A goose egg was referenced. It's not quite the word shutout, but that's out the window right now. 10 seconds left in this one. Joey Costanzo, he won't be thrilled about losing his league-leading 5th shutout of the season, but he will be happy with 2 more points for his hockey team. They've got their sights set on much bigger things. 7-1 the victory here for the Windsor Spitfires. 2 more points in the bank. Their 36th win of the season to keep them on pace and on par. 79 points to tie them with the Flint Firebirds still. Saginaw, 20, 28, 3-4 on the year. They'll stand pat at 47 points. They've got 3 more pieces of business to do this week. 7-1 the Windsor Spitfires. With the victory here, they even up the season series 4 games apiece. That's the last these 2 teams will see of each other until the postseason, should it get to that. We'll take a break. Post-game, 3 stars. A look ahead coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
The Spitfires extend their lead even further. Saginaw gets on the board in the last minute, but it's a 7-1 win for Windsor. Let's take a look back at that final frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. A 5-0 lead for the Spitfires heading into this third period. Caleb Papineau takes over for Stepan Shurgin between the pipes for the Spirit. And only 26 seconds in, Saginaw gets their 4th power play of the afternoon. Jack Nesbitt takes a roughing penalty after getting locked up with Levi Harper in the Spirit end. Saginaw wastes no time putting some shots on net. Barabanov has one of the best chances. He hits traffic in front, though, while Costanzo is sprawled out.
Luce keeps it alive. Bottom of the left wing circle. Puts it in front. Klepov. Back over. Barabanov, the goaltender, swimming. It hits off bodies in front. There was a wall. Kennedy, Walton, and Zilkin in front and hit all of them.
4 minutes, 50 seconds into the frame. Anthony Cristoforo foils the Spirit breakout. Belchez gets it across to Jack Nesbitt, and he hammers it home to make it 6-0.
Stolen here by Cristoforo. Belchez into the circle. Backdoor, they score. Nesbitt. That was a thing of beauty there off a steal. 15-10 left in the third period. It's 6-0.
The Spitfires remain largely in the driver's seat despite a few flashes of Spirit offense for several minutes. Eventually, things move out to the neutral zone a little bit more. A couple rushes either way, but shooting kept to a minimum. Eventually, the Spitfires barrage gets through as Liam Greentree brings it up the right side through 2 Spirit defenders and sends it low on the glove side of Papineau to make it 7-0. Then, in the final minute, Brody Papoy receives from Xander Valeris in the left-hand circle, cuts to the middle, and sends it top shelf through traffic to at least get on the board, making it 7-1.
48 to go. This is Papoy waiting, shifting to the middle. He scores! Brody Papoy lets a shot go. 42.3 left in the third period. Saginaw's going to spoil Joey Costanzo's party at 7-1.
7-1 the score. Shots on goal in the final frame favored Windsor 8-4 for a game total of 23-21. Very close on the shot count, but it's what makes it in the back of the net that counts. Saginaw 0 for 4 on the power play. The Spitfires 2 for 2. Scoring in the third, it was Jack Nesbitt from Belchez and Cristoforo, Liam Greentree from Kennedy and Robinson, and then Papoy for the Spirit, assisted by Xander Valeris with just 44 seconds remaining in regulation. One more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. Comes to us from the first period as Saginaw and the Spitfires still at a scoreless tie. John McLaughlin feeds Andrew Robinson from the boards. Shurigan is able to make it across the crease, stopping the shot and the follow-up attempt.
Here's a turnover in the offensive end. Spitfires have it in front. Robinson, right pad, saves Shurigan. It was loose in the crease. He turns around and it's underneath him.
Stefan Shurigan with our My Michigan Health save of the game. One last look at our out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Most of these have gone final, although we do have at least one overtime matchup. We'll mention that one now in case it gets updated. The Peterborough Petes and the Kitchener Rangers right now in a 2-2 tie with a minute left in overtime. The North Bay Battalion take a 5-3 win over the Brampton Steelheads. London has secured their playoff position, well, at least their place in the playoffs, with a 6-2 win over the Owen Sound Attack. The Brantford Bulldogs victorious 3-2 over the Kingston Frontenacs. The Flint Firebirds, the only shutout of the afternoon, 5-0 over the Oshawa Generals. Oh, we've got another one in overtime, 5-5 between the Sioux Greyhounds and the Sarnia Sting as well. We'll see if that updates in the next minute or so. The Sudbury Wolves right now are up 6-2 over the visiting Niagara Ice Dogs. Well, they've closed out that game, actually. And a 5-1 win for the Guelph Storm. They were down 1-0 after the first. Come back with 5 straight to win that one over the Erie Otters. And closing out the second period in Ottawa, the 67s are tied up at 3 apiece with the Barrie Colts. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back now to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth and Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. 7-1 the win here for the Windsor Spitfires. So you'll see many Spitfires on the 3 stars of the game. Carson Woodall, a goal and an assist, a power play marker that really made things feel insurmountable in that second period. He's your 3rd star of the game. Joey Costanzo had the shutout bid going, 19 saves on 20 shots. Brody Papoy spoiled that for him. Would have been his 5th of the season, but he'll take win number 27 either way. Costanzo, star number 2. And Liam Greentree came into this game, 6 goals in 6 games against Saginaw. He will walk out of the season series with 8 goals and an assist in 7 games against the Spirit. 2 goals and a helper tonight. He's your 1st star in tonight's game. The Windsor captain took things into his own hands. Really got things across the finish line in this game. He scored the goal that would put things out of reach at 4-0, really, and added one of several insurance goals. The 7th and final of the night, of the afternoon here for the Windsor Spitfires. Your 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. Take a look at what's next here for Saginaw. The road ahead is brought to you by Applied Innovation. Thursday night, February the 19th. At home against the Sudbury Wolves, a 7:05 puck drop. Saturday, they are home again against the Sarnia Sting. And then Sunday, at home against the Guelph Storm. 5:30 puck drop here for the Spirit on home ice against the Storm on that Sunday. So 3 more opportunities here at home. Billet recognition night here for the Spirit on that Wednesday game against the Sudbury Wolves. Thursday game, rather, against the Sudbury Wolves. Ice Blast night on February the 21st and Faith night post-game skate on February the 22nd. Of course, the return of Josh Bloom as well. We'll be signing autographs, dropping the ceremonial opening face-off. Lots going on here in Saginaw at the Dow Event Center as we get through the month of February. Final score of today's game, 7-1, the Windsor Spitfires over the Saginaw Spirit. And again, Spitfires improved their 36th win of the season, 79 points on the year. They'll stay neck and neck with the Flint Firebirds, but still stay in. It will be 3rd place for the Windsor Spitfires. Saginaw 28, 3-4 on the year, 47 points. They'll keep on keeping on here in 7th. For Jonathan, thanks to him and all the work that he's done for us back in the studio today. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks for being with us today, everybody. Good night, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk to you next time, Saginaw. Thank you.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.